14 trips to the Scott Tournament of Hearts, and usually it turned out in some frustration. But then last year, Colleen Jones from the Mayflower in Halifax put it all together. And in the final against Kelly Law, it came down to this: a measure for the championship. And the screams will tell you everything you need to know. Colleen Jones had won her second Canadian championship. And with it came her first ever Ford Worlds in Lausanne. Now Colleen Jones is at the JVC TSN Women's Skins Game. M stands for Middaugh, M stands for money, and they have gone hand in hand the last 2 years. Sherry Middaugh, the big winner on the tour a year ago, leads again this year, and she's here too. Kelly Law, the defending Skins Game champion, had her hands full against the newcomer Jennifer Jones from Winnipeg, but in the end it was Law who makes it to the final. To turn a phrase, a red sky at night here in New Westminster means a curling delight at the JVC TSN Women's Skins Game. Hi everyone, and welcome back to our coverage. Second semi-final, and I really do think this one could be a delight to watch. We've got the reigning Canadian and world champion Colleen Jones out of Halifax going against the leading money winner on the women's tour last year, and she is leading again this year, Sherry Middaugh, the winner to move on to Sunday's final to play, well, the hometown gal in Kelly Law, who was a winner this afternoon over Jennifer Jones. So will it be a delight? The sky says so as we join Lyndon Ray.
Well, it's a delight to be back anyways.
For sure.
And we're going to have two of the top teams in the country preparing very differently for the Canadian curling trials. You look at Colleen Jones, she hasn't played a lot on the tour, but look at Sherry Middaugh and the way she's come out of the blocks. 4 bonspiels, what do you want out of that? Well, a second place and 3 wins. That's what you want, and that's what she got. Top team on the tour, and as well, the most aggressive skip here this weekend. Back to the Scott, look at the stats. 52% of her shots is draws. Flip it over and look at Colleen Jones and the way she's played. Well, not a lot of bonspiels, so let's go back to the Scott last year. More conservative play from her, as 45% of her shots are as draws. She has a bit of an edge at third. Kim Kelly, MVP in '99 at the Scott, huge plus-minus in 2001. And Janet Brown, the third for Sherry Middaugh, not quite as high there on the plus-minus. But a little tougher to tell with Colleen Jones and the way she's playing this year.
And Linda, both these teams, Victor, should be sky high for this game because there's a lot of money at stake out there. Colleen Jones is a Hall of Famer. There's no question about it. Her record stands alone out there. And this year she got what she wanted. Most of all, she got a world championship to top it all off. Yes, it's well documented that she is a defensive conscious player. She likes to play up and down the ice. She can't do that in this format. She cannot. She must be aggressive, so it remains to be seen how well she does. Sherry Middaugh, you know she likes rocks in play, and she'll put them in play. She showed that last year at the Scott Tournament of Hearts. She got off to a very slow start, but she got it going near the end and almost snuck into that final. Right. So I expect this to be a very offensive game, 2 top teams, and I expect them both to be able to adjust to some of the changes that come around the 5th or 6th end with the ice.
So that's our second semifinal, Middaugh against Jones, and we're playing for $20,750.
The JVC TSN Women's Skins Game from New Westminster, BC is brought to you by JVC. Excite your senses.
$95,000 in total prize money. The opening semifinal, well, both semifinals are worth $20,750. Kelly Law won $12,250 in her win, while Jennifer Jones will take home $8,500 even. The final is worth $41,500, and there's an additional winner's bonus of $11,000. It is a very rich weekend, the JVC TSN Women's Skins Game. Time to read the ice now with Ray. And it is brought to you by Standard Life.
It's Dave Merklinger's club, and Shorty Jenkins is here. And so when Shorty's here, you get curl. And curl we have around the center guard about 4 feet, may go to 4.5. Around that corner guard from the inside out, once again, 4 feet. Once again, maybe 4.5 as you move through the game. From the outside in, it's a little tricky. You have to be careful, about 2.5. Now you have to watch this ice very, very closely, because around the 5th or 6th end, it will change. Yes, it flattens out a little bit, and so this area here isn't as lively. So you have to be aware of it. Also, watch the brushing. The stones will close quickly. So you have to be alert, not in here, but back in this area here. Big crowds will change the ice.
Reading the Ice brought to you by Standard Life. Profit from our knowledge. How do you win the money? Well, as Ray and Linda so often say, you have to think of this as 10 mini games. You have the hammer, you score 2 points, or you don't win the money. Other team has a chance to steal. If we don't win the money, no one steals, no 2 points, we carry over, and of course the team that had the hammer will then lose it. And our teams, well, the leading money winners a year ago and again this year, as you heard from Linda, their lead is Sherry Cordina, Andrea Laws, Janet Brown, and Sherry Middaugh. And they curl out of the Coldwater Curling Club. That's in and around central Ontario near Orillia. And the reigning Canadian champions out of the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax. Familiar to us now, of course, in lead Nancy Delahunt, Marianne Way, Kim Kelly, and Colleen Jones, the 14-time, two-time Canadian and now world champion. And we have a wonderful crowd on hand here at the Royal City Curling Club, the Curling Club of Champions in 2000, Linda, when you think about Greg McCauley and, of course, Kelly Law.
It is the home of both of those teams now, and the home of a Major League, Super League, Premium League, whatever you want to call it. But for these teams, I think the key will be, as Ray has mentioned, picking up the ice change. A very tight turnaround on the games, with our first semifinal having a draw to the button and going a little long. So the ice makers didn't have a lot of time to work on the ice, and we did see in that first game, Ray, some significant changes in the middle of the game.
You know, I think in fairness to Jennifer Jones, she had to make an awful lot of long angle raises and a lot of big shots, that she was in a little bit of trouble in the last half of that game. I think because of their lack of maybe a little bit of experience on arena ice, they got caught a little bit with the fact that it did change a little bit around the 5th and 6th and 7th end. And these two teams have so much experience, as I mentioned in the opening comments, that I don't think that'll happen. They'll adjust to it fine. It'd be interesting to see exactly how aggressive Colleen Jones gets, because this Skins format is put rocks in play and make the shots to pay.
Before the game started, we had a draw to the button to seed the teams. That $1,000 for the draw went to Kelly Law. By virtue of her seeding now, Sherry Middaugh gets the hammer in the first end of play, and to get us going, the lead for Colleen Jones is Nancy Delahunt, and she will come deep and she will sit back edge of the floor.
It's kind of interesting, Nick, because as we witnessed this afternoon, there were so many steals.
Yeah, everything was stolen except for the draw to the button.
And Sherry Middaugh chose to take the hammer.
Real tight.
Sherry Cordina. Linda, these two teams we'll see, of course, at the curling trials in Regina. How much does this help them in that preparation? Or is this kind of format, you just sort of say, well, we're here for the weekend, but it really doesn't mean anything to us?
Well, I think it's actually great preparation. What happens here is a lot of rocks in play, a lot of come-arounds, tap-backs, even some of the run-backs. Now, remember, when we move into Regina, we're using the 4-rock free guard zone rule, not the 3-rock rule is used in this play and also in regular curling play in Canada. And that usually has more rocks in play and a little bit more like the Skins format, a center guard going up and a lot of play into the forefoot. I think it's great preparation. The only other little thing, though, is these two teams will play again. So you also want to send a bit of a message to the other team about how well you can play this format.
For sure, and I think that the three teams here that are on their way to Regina, this is important to them. They certainly want to show well. I know that Kelly Law said after her game that, you know, we wanted to win that. We want to be there in the final tomorrow, and now she's there, and she wants to play. Well, she will play one of these two. So you're right, Linda. It's all a stamp, and you're trying to make a little impression, because these teams will play each other again in a Regina to get to that Olympics.
The first skin is worth $1,500, and Sherry Middaugh will look to score the 2 to pocket the cash. Total of $20,750.
We talked about the ice a little bit, and what didn't change as much in the first game was the ice times. These are brought to you by Husky. We measure between the hog lines. Takeouts about 9 seconds, hack weight 12. That all-important draw, 14.5 was the average time we had. Guards up to 16 seconds. This is fast ice. It held up pretty well very late in the game. There was a little bit of flattening of the pebble. That meant the rock was a little bit more inconsistent in the center path. Yeah. But overall, the ice makers have done a great job with it.
Both these teams have solid front ends. Nancy Delahunt, Marianne Way have certainly proven themselves over the years, Linda. But, they know what this game is all about. We did mention earlier in our comments, and Linda mentioned that Colleen didn't play on the circuit very much this year. She went to Gander, I believe, in Newfoundland, and had a good showing in a men's bonspiel. I think took Carrie Brook down to Last Rock, and the game she played there, so won her section. So she must have been very satisfied with that.
But purposely, they did it. I mean, this was something that they thought about, and they had, you know, their responsibilities to their families. And I think after the kind of year they had last year, Linda, maybe sometimes you do have to step back a little bit. Although, do you now say lack of preparation for them? And if they don't do well come Regina, do you then point at that and say, well, you didn't gear up properly?
Well, in my mind, I think there's a second reason that they're not playing as much on the women's tour. I think there is something to be said about them storming off to Switzerland, capturing the title they had longed for in '99, and then coming back and not showing a lot to the other women's teams in the first part of the season, and turning up as the reigning world champions heading into Regina with maybe a little bit left, a few secrets maybe left behind.
Possibilities either. Well, we could right through. Yeah. Okay. Or
this end is the perfect example of the more aggressive skip playing the front of the house, setting up rocks, and the more conservative skip trying to keep the play in the middle of the house more open. Right now, the Bluestones are in a better spot, and that's why Marianne is being asked to hit this one.
The only thing about that, Linda, I mean, you could accomplish a number of things by just throwing up a guard on that situation, because Colleen has to steal the point here. She doesn't have the hammer. She was lying 2.
Got away with the jam. Still lying 1, looking to steal. Colleen Jones playing the white stones.
Down here. Like that, Andrea? Yeah. Back 8.
Just down to the stone on the back of the forefoot. Tap it back. Andrea Laws.
I think she's a very pivotal player on this team. I mentioned that Janet Brown had a good run at the Scott Tournament of Hearts, but in this case, if you looked at plus minus, Kim Kelly would have the edge at 3rd. That means that Andrea playing 2nd on the Middaugh team has a big job. She needs to make sure she outplays her opposing 2nd, Marianne Way.
And through that little light, she definitely got that started. That was gone right out of her hand. Either picked something or she turned it.
Halfway.
Yeah, very unlike Andrea to be that light, so definitely the release had something to do with it.
Kim Kelly. She put on a great performance on at the Scott last year, as you mentioned, Linda. And
right up, far as it'll go.
There's not a skip alive that doesn't have to get a top performance out of their 3rd to relieve some of the pressure that goes with having to throw that last rock. And we saw Julie Skinner do that this afternoon in her game. Played very well, and Kim's going to have to do the same thing here for Colleen.
Janet Brown.
Line's good, T-line. Gotta go.
Used to skip her own team.
Line's great. Come on, guys.
And then last year, it's interesting, the combinations and what they mean to teams, and how this Middaugh team has certainly come together. Think about Kelly Law a couple of years ago, and then getting together with Julie Sutton and Julie Skinner, of course, and Regina Wheatcroft. start off playing for $1,500 and then add to it. Keep going until we're playing for as much as $34.50 in the 10th. Total prize money available in this semifinal, $20,750.
I would think, Linda, this is the kind of end that Colleen kind of likes. You already mentioned that, you know, there's no angle raise involvement here. There's no tap back situation. She's got the chance to have Kim Kelly come around a stone that's at the top of the 12-foot, freeze to a rock in the back of the 4-foot. They got great line, and they got it there.
Oh, they get it by. Drag it as far as they can. And will they have shot? Oh, it's pretty close. And it looks like they may have the shot stone.
Think it's shot?
Or even here.
Are we first?
Okay.
I think
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, blue then is shot rock.
Sherry thinks so.
Yeah, Sherry does take that, Vic.
I thought it was the white one too, Victor, but
Line's good. Where
17
are we?
years I haven't been right.
Gotta go.
Line's great.
Line's great. Wait's close.
Hurry. Lines, hurry.
Yeah, for line.
Come on, hurry.
Hurry for line.
Quick.
Hurry for line.
Sherry Cardina and Andrea Laws can't save this one.
That's okay.
It's fine. Going even more. It's a lot more curl than the first one. It's a lot more curl than the first one, but Kim's got a lot more than mine too.
I just over-curled
Just
a little
to
bit too much.
just to add a little bit to what their conversation is, we're trying to listen to them.
Marianne. Marianne.
Oh, Marianne has the sharp eyes.
No, I think it's yellow.
I think it's the white one too, but
Who's that? Who's shot?
Well, a difference of
sort
opinion.
of corner I think we should come the out turn, Nance, because that in turn's going so hard, and right on center so that we're blocking
like
this
us on the
raise
monitor.
Colleen Jones believes that she shot. All right, let's go back to what Sherry then. Just that shot. Now, Sherry Middaugh believed that she was the shot stone. Would she have played something differently had she thought then that Colleen was shot?
Yeah, we'll play the out turn.
I think
that
so.
in turn is
I think so too. Yeah.
For sure.
Oh my God, it's
hard.
nuts.
It's going to be hard to play on that.
Yeah, it is nuts. Because really, when you think of it, we're freezing to that
Blue
one.
and the blue, yeah, right
That's
on
where she
center. How slick?
We'll go a little further with what their conversation is
7 to
about.
the tee, so I can throw a 5.5.
She's throwing a guard here, but this is the second game, Linda,
Nancy, a little more though.
and it came very quickly after the first game.
It sure
Lights are
is, yeah.
now
Yeah,
on
it's-
again. It's a
like
big
it's
crowd.
moving.
We started off this morning with the surface at about 24. The temperature of the surface around 24, 24 and a half. It got in the colored areas up to about 26. So it got warmer and flattened out a little
I
bit.
don't like that.
I don't think Shorty was able to get it back down to 24. So you're starting a little bit ahead. So it's probably, you know, getting that early movement quicker now.
And we saw Andrea Law's rock. I think it caught something. It maybe even caught a flat spot, which is unusual for the start of the game, but it definitely did. And the rocks are not sliding the same.
Hurry.
This is very light.
Every bit.
It's not curling for me either.
Okay.
What did I throw, a 6.5?
You know what? The middle's a little stickier now that we haven't thrown much down there.
You think it's
That's
down?
a hard, is it a frost?
It is.
Little conversation on the way out of the hack.
Seemed to feel that the rock almost was sticking around the hack area.
There's the,
Okay, we're better off
Because it's
racking on the top one,
yep.
right? So you think there with the board?
I'm still thinking maybe a little more. Do you think?
Okay, sure. Ken, it says it's down, so board weight?
Board?
Yeah, we're better off racking on the white one.
See, now they've
Yeah.
changed their mind, and
Yeah, exactly.
they believe as well that it's the white stone. Colleen Jones who is shot as we get ready to play the first skip stone for Sherry Middaugh, looking to score 2. The skin is worth $1,500.
Board to
Just jumped on her. Andrea Laws now. Sherry Cordina.
She's looking for
By
the hole.
one. Find the hole. Got it. Find the hole. Got it. Chip it back. Move it back to line 2.
That's what she was playing all the way. I thought she was playing the raise with normal weight. They talked about playing the raise back, but I guess, Linda, she was playing through the hole all the way.
She was, and she played it obviously perfectly, but well called. It's a really tough one when you're expecting it to break in that center line area. Got it by and then held it up with the sweeping. Just the corner and got the roll. Made it look pretty easy, and it's a teeny hole that she came through.
Great job.
It's what she called right off the bat. Looked to me like she was going to throw board weight at the solid weight at the front one and run it back into the situation, but this is not a big hole, believe me. There's the situation right there. You can see that's not a very big hole.
Final stone.
It's all weight.
Colleen Jones. As they do, Kim Kelly will come out and brush with Marianne Way. Nancy Dillahunt holds the broom. Got it by the guard. Get it off. Yes. Oh, the little wick. One and through the hole.
It looked like a good break and turned out to be all those ticks being a bad break.
So Sherry Middaugh has her 2, and this one she should just throw away, and they will. And so the first skin
Just got by the front.
will go to Sherry Middaugh. She picks up the $1,500. She has her deuce. And for the first time today, the team with the hammer wins the skin. What a start. Hey, that red sky was right. Here at the JVC TSN Women's Skins Game. The key shot of that first end brought to you by Husky, leaders in fuel, food, and convenience.
Well, for sure, it's a key shot. Look at the size of the, you got to remember now, that's right there, but out in front out here is another guard, so you have to get movement as you get by the high guard, which you just can't see on your screen now, but you'll see it in a moment. What a difficult shot, Linda, but this is what she called. I had actually thought she was playing the raise back.
It was a tough one. Now remember, this is her forte. This is the quiet tap-back type shot. It has to get by the first. That guard, it has to continue to curl to get by the next one. And look at that, perfect weight.
And then Colleen Jones with her final stone wasn't that far off. She found
Sorry about that. I changed my mind.
found the hole and
I mean,
a little
that
bit
should
of
be
a wick.
allowed, right?
She nearly got the shot, or at least maybe forced to carry over Linda.
Well, the difference in the two shots, Vic, is that Colleen had a little bit more weight, I think, Linda, so when she got by the high guard, which she just got by, she didn't get the little movement that she needed to get by the back one. She went tick, tick.
Absolutely, and actually the two skips throw very differently, so if you're following the other one down, you can't really get that much out of their shot. You have to really think about your release, your rotation, and your weight to judge the ice.
Good point. Well, you're sharp this early in the season. Oh, of course,
I've been working a little bit, Ray.
I've been sleeping, you've been working. Of course, Vic hasn't been doing anything since last spring.
Not a thing. $1,500 is the skin available here in the second. And Colleen Jones now with the hammer will look to score the 2.
Back ring? I don't think so. Whoa, whoa, here we go. Whoa, whoa, yep, yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's good. Nice shot, nice. Okay. Okay.
This is interesting. This is very typical of how Colleen plays, Linda. A lot of teams would play this very quietly because you must save the shooter. But she's playing this with normal hitting weight, trying to get the roll behind the corner guard, and that's exactly what she should be doing. You gotta save the shooter. Must save the shooter.
Or that way.
Great shot.
Shooter rolls to cover the edge of the 8.
Want to try and go here? Or do you like
Jones with the
tight?
hammer, so those stones are in a good spot.
Tight?
The only thing, Lou, is that sooner or later you got to go around those rocks on the center line. You're going to have to do that.
It really is a different way of thinking. Now, Sherry is thinking here, if we were playing traditional rules, often you would play right into the house around the corner. They were talking about playing another guard. This is the difference. Skins play, it's all about setting up the front stones.
Oh, easy. Just planning. Right in. Okay, that's fine.
And we'll see both these teams at the Canadian Curling Trials in Regina. In fact, Kelly, Law, Jones, and Middaugh, 3 of our 4 teams this weekend are here, and what a field it is.
Hurry! Whoa! Yep. Nice shot.
Terrific shot by Marianne. Got the roll behind the corner guard.
3 draws a day will bring you coverage from those curling trials beginning Saturday, December the 1st, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time from Regina. The Canadian Curling Trials for the right to represent our country in Salt Lake City.
Well, a wonderful field. There's just no question. The cream of the cream, and
Where are we?
if you're a curling fan at all, you won't want to miss that week.
Just
Week in
tight.
Regina.
It doesn't have to be tight. It's just got to be out front.
Out in front.
Doesn't need it.
Now, Colleen has set up the possible 2 by getting the 1 in the 12-foot, but Sherry's going all out for the steal.
That's good. Shot. Yeah.
And on the men's side of the Canadian trials, we'll see 3 of the teams, certainly, possibly a 4th, at the McCain TSN Skins game at the Barrie Curling Club, November 24th and 25th. Macaulay, Furby, and Martin. You would think that Howard, Middaugh, Morris, they would all be entered in the McCain Super Spiel East down in New Brunswick next weekend for the right to qualify.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, going hard all the way.
Goes big time late. We talked about that as well.
Quick.
Here it comes.
Faster. Hurry. Ooh, woo.
Ooh.
Nice shot.
Hold your breath. Great shot, Marianne Way.
Well, it's 2 great shots, Vic. I mean, she made a great hit and roll behind the corner. It forced Sherry Middaugh to go up and play the center guard. And then she made a terrific come around. Just gets by the top one.
Great shot.
You see how, watch the center line now. You'll see how this rock is closing, is finishing big time. Just gets by. Perfect spot, top of the 4-foot. Looking for the angle freeze.
Janet Brown as we play third stones here in the second. The skin is $1,500.
Yeah, then go. Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Come on, Fred.
Come on.
Hurry.
Come on.
We're gonna have the line, but
We gotta crack it.
that's good.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Hit and roll, are you nutty?
Well, on that red one first.
Well, the problem for Colleen now is that those 2 blue are in a position
I
to
don't
be
like
moved
these
up.
either.
I don't know, though.
What?
What if we just,
That's what I mean.
what's that do for us?
It's just you can get rid of one of them and then it goes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that
We're
one.
talking about a hit and roll off
Go right
one
in
guard
through
to
the
try
middle
and
again.
roll towards the center.
Through the middle?
No, through the middle.
Hitting this one here and trying to roll into this area here.
Better down here.
She thinks she's so good. She really does. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, what was it that you liked?
Nothing. Go ahead. Hit and roll on the blue's fine, too, or just corner freeze on their blue one guarding ours.
This one?
No, that one in the middle.
Guard this?
Yeah, just like right there.
Yeah, okay.
You guys like that?
No, but.
I don't know why she's not calling it at the beginning of this.
Well, the reason that some of the players don't like leaving the 2 blues, you can protect against one, but the guard isn't going to work against both, and that means you're leaving Sherry Middaugh tap on one or the other,
Mine's
whichever
fine,
you
got
leave
some room,
open.
though.
Not too long, guys. Right in there. Keep her going.
Hard.
Hurry.
Hurry hard.
Hurry.
Right up.
Hurry, 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 hurry.
Right up. More. More.
Even in the skins format,
Right in the,
I'm always a little leery about
through the middle.
guarding when I had last stone.
Damn it, won't go fit. Is that it for Kim?
I didn't mind your first call, which was hitting the one that Sherry's now going to tap back, the blue shot that Sherry's going to tap back now, and rolling over in front of the other one, Linda. But
Line's tight. On a dog. Yeah. And on leg. Quick. Hard. Guys, quick.
Oh, Andrea lost Sherry Cordina.
but she got this started for sure.
Hurry.
Quick.
Whoa. Yeah, quick. Okay.
She missed it out of her hand.
She didn't help. They didn't help themselves there, did they, Linda?
No, unfortunately, they didn't get the good overlaps or angles on the blue stones.
Killed all of our lines.
So do you want to go here? This is lined up here. It's the only.
Okay. We can go right in
We
again.
can guard there.
Yeah, guard that then.
Okay.
Or here.
They've got that rock, though.
Okay, let's guard.
What she's saying is that we could guard this situation here. That's lined up a little bit, she thinks. She'd have to hit it right, though, because to drive it back into that area. But
Okay, got more weight. Not much.
just,
Little bit.
just playing a guard in the
Whoa,
hole.
Let it bend. Let it bend.
Coming though.
Okay, now.
Yeah, now.
Tight. Now, get it to
Every
the other
inch.
side of
Pull it
center.
over to the other side of
Lots
center.
weight.
Whoa.
Other side of center.
She just tapped her own back
Yeah,
a little
we're
bit,
there.
it would be all right.
Nice, Kim.
Shot.
Yeah, and we could afford to.
Overlap plugs the hole. Jones is lying too, enough to give her the skin here in the second.
You can't forget if you're Sherry Middaugh, if you can make some sort of double tap to get a rock into be second shot.
That
At least
carries
for
over, yeah.
force Colleen to make a tough shot to get another one in there. You need to get it in at least to the 8-foot.
So it's funny because you bring that up, because here I am. I'm guilty of it too, as I guess the players are. You get so focused on your deuce or getting your, the carryover. Just work towards the carryover.
Especially now with Colleen Jones setting up so well for the deuce. Sherry Middaugh wants to get something in there, try to get at least second shot.
Back on hack. Whoa.
Whoa, close. Let's wait.
First of the skip stones here in the second, Sherry Middaugh.
No. Curl. No. Curl. We're in white.
Yep. Come on. Let's guard something over there.
Okay, now we can guard her bump.
There? Wait a minute. You
Right?
had one
Is
and
that
it
what she
overcurled
got?
your hit, so I think it's going to move some.
We guard her bump.
Just give me all the way over here. Looks good, Colleen. Which one am I trying to
You're
protect?
guarding this one.
Because now suddenly that one looks easier. The
This
seven
one here?
rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's
You know what? I think we need the middle of that, don't we, though? We need it right here.
Okay. So there. Yeah.
Can she cover both raises, the double and the single raise with one stone, right?
If she puts it absolutely perfect, she could, Vic, yeah.
Oh, right. Me too. But
Tough, though.
Okay, we'll guard in the middle of those two.
the middle of the two blues she can raise.
Yeah.
At the moment, not a lot for Sherry Middaugh, especially if this guard is made.
Nancy's hit
She's
really
trying to
moved
find
here,
something
so
out there.
I'm assuming mine will get over.
Yes, she
bad?
did. I think you almost need a
Less
little
ice?
less.
Little
yeah.
less, Nance.
I threw one in practice, and remember I kept saying, I think it'll curl, and it never would come off center.
Last again, Nance.
Center lines are good. Okay.
5 and 5. 5?
How's the line, Nance?
Hard. Line's great. Line's great, you guys.
Got halfway.
Whoa. Let it curl.
Whoa. Halfway.
Whoa. Just
Let it
clean,
curl.
guys. Let it curl.
Just
whoa.
clean.
Whoa.
Just clean.
Whoa.
Okay. Over curling?
Yeah.
Sit. Okay. Still got something.
Well, what do you think?
It's close to being perfect.
Back line?
She's got the out turn now. Bump.
You know what? Even half.
Yeah.
Because like, geez, if you're going to push it right there,
Yeah, okay.
then it's still behind the
Yeah, I
rock
thought it
wall.
was forward when she let go. It came down just because of the edge, but
This stone here takes away the in-turn that she had just played. That's the one that ended up here. So now I'll clear that for a moment. She's going to play the out-turn at this, and she's going to try and hit this, come across the face of this one here, and hit it onto this one here, and hopefully move it up into this area here. There's the situation. She's got to move 2 stones.
Close. Yeah.
Yeah!
Whoa.
Hurry! Yeah!
Laws and Cordina
Whoa! Whoa!
now come across the face and angle it back.
Make sure
Across
you
the face. 1, 2, and will it sit now to be second?
Okay, good.
And it will. So that goes back, Linda, what you said. She didn't get the shot
Get enough of that one?
to win the skin, but at least now forces Colleen to make a shot to get the money.
Had to get something in there. It did go further than she hoped. She had lots of weight.
Okay.
She can't see any of the blue on the outside, Linda.
still put it
I
in.
thought she could have seen a half.
Yeah, I thought she could play that and just to hit the blue one and just remove it from play for the skin, but she's going to play a raise on the front one.
3 3/4?
On this one here.
I think 3 3/4 for you.
Really? It's down now, you mean? Or?
No,
Push
no,
that
it's
in
gone.
here.
Oh. Fully. Does that look like good ice?
Yes.
I gave you a little, give me a little less there, Nance, because I gave you less to get over
Yes,
for your
that's
guards.
right. And then you throw a little more.
Final stone here in 2. And the skin is
Yep.
$1,500. Colleen Jones has 1. She needs 2 points to pick up the money.
All the way, yep, yes!
Nancy saying, come on, girls.
Hurry!
Marianne Way. Kim Kelly
Hurry her!
trying to hold the line. Don't hit the top one. They did.
Just the one, eh?
Maybe a little confusion in brushing there, listening to the hack end and not maybe the
This way, because it would have hit off the
the holder to the broom, but they'd over curled. And so Sherry Middaugh does what she has to do. She forces the carryover. They let up on it just a little bit, about halfway down. And we're going to carry over as Pat Reed, the coach for Middaugh, comes out to talk with Sherry.
The JVC TSN Women's Skins Game from New Westminster, BC is brought to you by Husky and Mohawk, leaders in fuel, food, and convenience.
So we carry over and add 2, and so we're paying for $3,150 here in the third. And Sherry Middaugh has the hammer back, so she'll look to score 2. Remember, she did win the skin in the first with the hammer, and she has the lead $1,500.
Hi, I'm Sherry Cordina from Unionville, Ontario, and I'm an account coordinator with Infield Marketing Group.
Hi.
Now this was the same spot that Andrea got caught in the first end. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, there may be a flat spot out there.
My name is Nancy Delahunt. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I am an at-home mom with my 2 children, Jane 9 and Kevin 7.
Whoa, looks like lots.
Interesting, Pat Reed continued, the coach for Sherry Middaugh, continued to talk to her team as we went to break. And one of the things she was saying, Linda, was, look, if Colleen wants to go in, let her go in.
Whoa, 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 don't let it over.
Let's ignore it. And what they were trying to do there with Sherry Stone was put up a corner guard. Now how does it change
Is
the
it my
plan.
nuts or does it
Hey,
not
well,
run
it
the same
really
on the yellow?
dramatically changes the plan because the thought of putting a corner up, and remember, corners are now much closer to the house and much closer to center line. You can use those later in the end and pump them up onto their shot rock. It's not there, so now Sherry has to come in and try and make some good freezes on that shot
Okay,
rock,
stay close,
and
we're
maybe
gonna go
then
around.
get at it
Yeah.
later.
Back eight.
Tough, and it must be a spot in the ice because that was so much shorter than anything we've seen.
Yeah, and Andrea Law's got caught on it too. There must be a flat spot, a handprint, something out there that's stopping that intern down there. The ice is definitely much softer tonight.
I like playing this with just easy, like hack. No? Guess not.
Hi, I'm Marianne Way from Halifax, and I'm a massage therapist.
Nice way, just controlling.
All on its own.
Okay.
But by sitting there, what has she left?
Just control.
Would she not have preferred to maybe roll away?
It probably would have worked out better in this instance. She was hoping to roll actually even behind the guard, maybe rub the other one over.
Hi, I'm Andrea Laws from Whitby, Ontario, and work for Ontario Power Generation.
Control up. Whoa, then. Normal. Whoa.
What are we looking for, Ray?
Move, baby.
She'd like a little roll
Okay.
in behind the center guard if she could, Vic, but not with that weight.
It's really greasy.
But it hangs on.
Okay.
Now we can come around top 4.
Yeah, I like coming around a little deeper.
You guys want to play that?
No.
And go here? Yeah.
Nuts.
Now that's funny. What does that say right there? For her first inclination is to go get the stone that's out the edge of the 12. And in this format, how many times have we ever seen a stone out there work against somebody or count?
Well, not yet.
No.
There's always a first time.
But I mean, what does that say?
It's her tendency. It goes right back to what we were
Still a
talking about
room.
in the opening. Colleen likes to play a hit game.
Line's
Ray
great
said
now.
it
Yep.
best. If you
Hard,
let her
hard,
play the
hard.
hit game, she's
Hurry.
going to win. So you have
Hurry,
to get her out of that comfort zone, get her drawing. But in skins
up.
format, she has to make that move as well.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Not to harp on this, but I just talked
job.
about
Nice one,
the
Marianne.
temperature of the ice surface on the ice. And Shorty Jenkins just brought me up a little note here. Now, they like it at around 24 and a half, the ice surface. And that's what it was when we started this afternoon. At this moment, at the temperature of the ice surface in the white area is 26, and in the yellow 4-foot shaded area is 27 and a half. So there's no question. A couple of things come to mind here, Lyndon. I'm sure we've seen it so many times. Number one, rotation on the handle is absolutely imperative. You must have rotation, otherwise you will lose the stones, and you have to watch the brushing so closely.
No bump. No bump at all.
Good shot, Andrea.
Nice.
Very nice.
Good shot.
Just guard. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kim Kelly. I'm from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and I'm a pharmacist.
That's lost.
Doesn't even have to be tight, really.
Let her know if it's in,
No. Oh.
so we
Where?
can angle it right.
Tight.
Where is it, guys?
It's gonna curl, you guys.
Where is it? It's tight. Okay. Not too tight.
Sit
down,
boo-boo.
baby. Whoa,
Sit. Good,
honey.
Kim.
Like taking that? Yeah. Yep.
Hi, I'm Janet Brown from Keswick, Ontario, and I'm a tax accountant with Ernst & Young.
Normal. Don't want to hit it too thin. Normal.
Close. Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yes. Quick. No, we didn't want that. Okay, that's fine. Actually, that's not bad. Okay.
So Colleen Jones looking to steal, continues to lie one here in this third worth $3,150. And now it's protect, protect, protect.
Halfway? Halfway. Well, yeah. Okay. I just want to guard this other yellow, though.
The angles of the rocks in the house are really interesting, the way that white one rolled over more onto the one side of center line, and then that blue one kicking out in the very far side could be used as well. So this is where you start looking at all the angles if you're Sherry Middaugh.
Well, Sherry saw it. You could hear, you heard her just as the stones came to rest. She says, "Oh, that's not bad." She leave enough open to get to it.
How much can you see is what the skip is asking.
For what weight?
I'm thinking hack or board.
Yeah, as long as we play it tight.
Yeah, board weight. We'll play it tight.
Yeah. Sure.
You hit any piece of that. I mean, not thin.
Yeah.
Board weight.
White onto blue, blue onto white. You can see about a quarter of the stone. You heard Janet saying if we chip the front one off, all right.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Just can't miss this on the wide side.
No.
It should come. It depends on the weight. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Come on, finish.
Finish, baby.
Finish.
Can't hit it too thin, she said. And
Nice
won't.
shot, Janet.
Nice shot by Janet Brown. So that's one that would force a carryover for Middaugh.
Sherry's talking about it should have been on the shooter, should have been rolling the other blue away and not left anything for Colleen. I don't know if she's looking at it.
Are you? Be close. And then I've got my next shot to bump it up. Don't I?
This is what Linda is talking about, this stone over here, the possibility of the coming down and coming across. But I think she's playing the right shot here. She's going to come down and try and hit this one. Here. Get the movement that Janet got back onto that one, just quietly.
Back four. Bump, bump. What? No, what did you say, though? Try. Yeah. I think we're still going to leave them shot, but I think then my next shot, I've got this shot.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Colleen Jones from Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I'm a mother of 2 children, wonderful boys, Zach and Luke, and I also am do weather and sports for News World Morning.
And her first stone here in the third.
I don't know if she has much weight.
Hard. Hard. We're short. Hard. Keep going.
Do we want to keep it open?
Hurry, yes. Hurry.
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, that's good, Skipper.
Yeah, that is.
Nice shot.
Just needed the weight. She had the perfect line.
It's a good shot. Still like
4.5, I think. Yeah, I think it's coming back.
All right, Linda, do you,
Colleen, you couldn't have thrown
Sherry
that.
Middaugh, do you say, oh, look, we got one in here, we have to protect this double angled bump here, and we just force a carryover. Well, we're satisfied with taking the money to the next ending.
Well, there's other shots that might be possible, but you really can't ignore what Colleen has sitting there as the double bump.
Can you see any way of getting in there for a second point?
At the moment, there's a couple of in-offs. The problem is you don't want to leave Colleen the easiest shot to take away your point at all.
Or even control to try and get the ball.
Okay.
Because if anything, I'd like to roll too far. Because
Okay.
then if we do line them up, we still have the draw the outside.
Okay. But coming off our own with about control.
What goes on over here?
It jams, but I don't know who's going to be shot. What do you like?
This is the one she's talking about coming off her own right here.
You don't want to discard their bump one?
Well,
But they've got the
but then
in-off.
they've got the in-off and then we got nothing.
Do they have the in-off
double?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty flat, isn't it?
No.
Well, it's a little bit flat, but
Well, if they've got it, we've got it too.
depends who's throwing it.
That's why I said we could
Okay, well,
underside
we
their
could, you guys
rock.
It's
like
not
that?
flat for Kevin Martin.
That's great.
Because we can underside their 5
Yeah,
a little.
well, I would like to play it to go here.
Yeah.
Right? Control.
So the double bump on the white, they're not sure if Colleen would end up with shot rock. They do know that Colleen could use this same blue rock and try to make the same sort of roll. That's why they're playing this one.
That's what Linda's talking about. If they move that one back into here, it'll be in this area here.
No, off
And
theirs.
who would be shot? So they're going to take this away right here.
That's what we're worried about.
You guys want to call time?
It's up to you. You got luck.
For theirs, yeah, it's simple.
We don't want to just. I like just guarding the top.
Well, but then they get rid of our...
But we can still draw to this back sweet black white one.
Where they end up.
Okay, do you guys want to call a time? Okay, time?
Time.
They're going to rethink this because from the hack, the double tap looked a lot easier to Sherry.
So each team is given 3 1-minute timeouts, 70 minutes in total with 3 1-minute timeouts, and so Middaugh's going to
Well,
use her
our
first.
concern is that their shot is pretty simple. If we leave it, the tap tap, do you like the enough?
Does it park?
It parks, but I'm not...
Does it park and leave a shot? We can't quite
It's
tell.
close. I think so.
Well, it's a matter of what you want to leave her. She's either going to, or she's going to play the in off or something.
Well, exactly.
Off of ours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So.
And then we could have no shot.
Well, it looks to me like it jams.
It does,
Yeah.
totally.
Okay. Then come in off your own first, but
Okay.
just be careful with your weight. You know.
Well, we're going to play control.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And if anything, we want to under curl to the rock to roll out, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay, you heard the discussion.
For the same shot we're going to play.
This, they believe, if Colleen comes down and hits this one onto this one and moves this one back, because it is lined up, this rock right here will be shot. Look at that
That's
circle.
got to be one of your best.
So they're going to come down and try and roll over here.
I'm Sherry Middaugh, and I'm from Victoria Harbour, Ontario, and I work at the Midland YMCA as a preschool coordinator. Don't hit the front one, come on!
Oh, they lost it.
It was interesting. They knew they lost it, but Janet was trying to leave it there, get it by, and leave that in off possible for
It was right.
the next one.
What do you think?
Say tight on it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was...
And then we should have kept sweeping and make it by. Go.
Definitely. Yeah. I just don't like leaving this.
This is the shot that we talked about. Pat Reed talked about that when they were in the break. Last end, Colleen had a chance, we thought, to come down on this one here and just remove it, and then she would count these two. She decided to play the raise on that one, and you saw what happened.
And then in playing the raise, it's actually going to over curl the spot. Remember, she cut down the ice as well. Won't make it, and so that's why we had the carryover in the last end.
And so we're playing for $3,150 here in this third. Blue, Sherry Middaugh, line one. That's enough to force a carryover.
She playing the spring here, Linda? Spring it across?
I think so. This is her favorite shot, the out-turn hit.
You remember one from last year, do you?
Yeah, I do. She was a little outside on release.
Yeah.
We need to go by, sweep it by?
No, it doesn't really matter.
Oh.
Well, what happened over
Got a
there?
draw for two, eh? Not there about back eight?
Yeah. Was she playing yet?
Sherry had looked at this one earlier in the end when Colleen missed that in off.
We were always, well, unless they made
She knew she might have this draw.
Oh, yeah, I
And a frustrated look from
can play about back eight.
Colleen Jones, because she was in position to possibly, at least, you know, if you can't steal, get another carryover. But this now opens the door for
I think
the
so.
3150.
Well, we'll make sure we're there, right?
And you can use the backing.
But it's just a draw, isn't it, Vic?
Absolutely. You never get into the hack, I'm told, thinking about the backing.
You've been told it a lot of times, actually.
Absolutely. Final stone. Needs 2 for the skin.
Yeah. Whoa.
Boy, out here is a little different.
It's much different.
Oh, and they're
it's
not.
It's going to happen.
Crash in front.
Hack. Yeah, I should have played hack. Because I could see 3/4 of it.
So it'll be a carryover. As Middaugh scores just 1. The hammer goes over to Colleen Jones for the 4th. Look at this. We'll play $4,800. Colleen Jones got away with one there.
Could never hurt herself playing a back line.
Well, this weekend, the curlers and crew are guests of the Royal Towers Hotel and Casino here in New Westminster.
Have you been into the casino yet, Victor?
No.
That wasn't you standing on the tables yelling 7, come 11.
No. Being good. $4,800 is the skin here in the 4th. Colleen Jones will look to score 2. Nancy Delahunt.
Lots of room.
To wait.
Got lots
We
of weight.
mentioned that ice might be a factor, and it already has been. That last shot of the last end, definitely in the first semifinal earlier today, would have slid nicely, but it did not. The ice is just that much softer, and the rocks will not go, so you're going to have to make sure you throw it there tonight.
And Sherry Middaugh made an interesting comment, and it's probably true. She should have played the hack weight tap back as opposed to the draw, because then you don't have to worry so much about what that ice is going to do out there as far as the draw is concerned. So she had to go way out and got caught in the frost.
Back 4. Lots of room. Mine's better.
Whoa, Sherry Cordino.
Whoa. Whoa, then.
Right off.
Clean.
Nope.
Whoa.
Back 4?
No.
No.
No line at all. No line. No. Okay.
Want to just throw back 4, Nance?
Sure.
Just back 4.
Whoa.
Back 12.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah. Hard.
Hurry hard.
Hurry quick. Hard all the way. Hard.
Well, Nancy had the weight that was called. It just took off.
Hey, right here. That's fine too, Andrea.
Ray, it's a balancing act for an ice maker, wherever they are. In this situation, the easiest thing would seem to me to be you could turn up the equipment, make the ice colder, but you risk doing what?
Then straightening it out. Then if you pull it and you drop the temperature on the ice surface, there's a fine line there. And if you do that, then it's going to get very, very straight, and that changes the game completely. So
well, but I mean,
you're right.
What's better? You know what I'm saying is that if in fact it's flattening out, does that affect the game more than it being straight?
And at this point, though, you have flattened out a little bit of the pebble already, so you can't get that pebble back. It's gone, okay? But it will slide a little better and run maybe a little bit truer if you do drop the temperature. You're asking me what's better. I think, frankly, Shorty will be trying to drop the temperature here, and as a result of that, it may straighten out a bit.
Room. Lots of weight. Tons of room. What's your weight? Lots of weight.
It's not
As a player, Linda, what would you prefer to see? A continuing deterioration, or would you like them to try and hold it at what it is?
Okay, now.
Let's just say right now.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, and I'm sure that is what Shorty's doing. Bring it down a little bit, hold the surface the way it is now. What happens at this point in the game is you're going to start to see a few of the players add a little bit too much weight because they start to question it, and then we're not seeing the fine shots that we normally would see from these two teams.
$4,800 at stake here. That's a big swing for whoever may get this. Colleen Jones with the hammer.
And she's lying too.
Needs to pick up a deuce.
Mine's great.
Andrea Laws.
Yes.
Top 8.
Hard.
Good.
Come on.
Top 8.
Hard will go. Come on. Hard.
Don't bounce it.
No bounce. Fars will go. Fars will go. Nice shot.
Nice
Lovely
one.
shot.
Nice shot.
The $4,800 now is the 4th all-time. Largest amount available in a semifinal. Anderson against Clybrink, $5,700. That was a year ago. Sherry Anderson, Shannon Clybrink.
A little tighter.
Whoa, whoa.
No, just halfway.
Just halfway. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nice one.
Shot, Marianne.
Good girl. Mine's good. Might be a little bit frostier here. Just to go, Sherry.
Janet Brown, we've learned, I think, through our skins games that sometimes numbers in skins games aren't as reflective as they might be in a conventional game. Fair to say?
I think there are more cases where you make the one big shot and it makes up for a few misses that you've had for sure.
Nice weight, Janet.
In there for second? No, still. Colleen Jones, line 2. That would give her the skin,
Still
but
1 and
boy,
2.
there's lots of blues
Guard.
there.
Yeah. Sort of
We're kind of
block
in the guard.
both of those blue ones, eh?
Kim Kelly doing what she seems to always do in the big games, and that's make all the shots.
It's gonna over curl, guys. Careful. Just when it's over, whoa.
Oh, I think. Whoa, just over.
Little rub if it will.
No, it's
No,
not going to go
rub.
that far. Whoa, baby. Whoa.
Well, we
Stop.
might be able to get it there, Marianne.
Little rub.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Quick, quick, quick.
Okay.
Come in off this one. Like back 8. All right.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for Janet Brown to play the hit and roll.
You like that weight?
Gonna play the hit on this one right here. Try and roll it right over into this area here.
Do you like that weight?
Yeah.
I'll leave that up for a while.
Well, we may not see a rock come down the ice. We have such perfect circles going on at this end.
I'll start signing those pretty soon.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, for line, I think. Back 12.
Whoa.
Don't use them up. It's a long season.
Close.
Whoa.
Janet Brown.
She's got a good line here. If she just gets a little movement, she needs a little action right now.
Come
Just
across.
sat right there.
Nope.
Good. Okay, it's okay. Nice weight.
Chance for Colleen to play the same shot now.
We're trying to guard both.
I thought we were trying to
Either guard this or hit and roll in.
I like that.
Hit and roll in.
Yeah, but can I play it with easy?
Play the same shot.
How easy do you want to
Roll
throw?
into the center.
Control?
I wasn't going to try another rock
Oh,
in that
did you just
situation.
walk back? Line.
Guard doesn't hurt us.
What?
Guard doesn't hurt us.
If we get
No,
rid
the
of that
guard's
and roll
fine,
in,
but-
though.
You'd have to play the out-turn guard.
I like that. long as
Actually,
I-
the guard is pretty good because everything's sort of staggered
Okay.
up
You want
there.
to play the out-turn?
Yeah. Mine moved there, Kim.
that much? Okay.
Yeah, it really did.
I think it'll come some.
So far, Colleen Jones' team has been very good at putting the guards farther up. With the
Whoa,
blue
it's over.
stones at the top of the 4 foot,
Whoa, it's
the
gonna
tighter
overcurl.
the guard comes, the more possible a double
No,
tap
leave
is.
it. No!
Well, as long as it's over, you guys, you can whoa.
Whoa!
You can
Whoa!
whoa.
Whoa! Just trying to get it over. Oh, no good. That's a lovely guard.
So if you have the hammer like Colleen Jones, you need to own the front of the house. She's doing a pretty good job of that. She has 1 stone in. As a matter of fact, 2 in, still some options to get in as well. Using your own rocks to hit and roll in is important. Bailing out when you know you need to, when your options close down. And don't forget the carryover when the setup hasn't worked. This end is going very well for Colleen Jones, who has the hammer, needs the 2 to score the skin.
It is, Linda, but I think that was a golden opportunity to play in off of that stone. I don't think I would have played the guard there. Now, hindsight's a wonderful thing. If she makes the guard, then the situation is much different than it is now. I understand that. But I think it was they knew the path, a good chance to play just quietly, hit the blue one and roll into the 4-foot yourself to the towards the button. You could roll right to the button. So.
Center line, side. All right. Edge of the rock. Normal?
Yep.
Normal weight. Try to get the roll into here.
What turn here?
Right there.
What's she playing?
Playing the in-turn.
Wow.
In-turn, yeah.
It is the tough way through the hole.
Whoa.
It's not a big hole. The guard did curl way more than Colleen hoped.
That stagger is not very helpful. Sherry Middaugh and her first. Big brush now. Laws and Cordina trying to find the hole here. Get by the 1. Got it. Yes, I do. Quick little scrub. In and off. Oh, my.
Well, the guard did over curl, but it still wasn't a very large hole. And like it had eyes right through there. Remember in the first end, the great shot Sherry made for the cash that's on her side of the board. Beautiful through the hole, tap, roll. It seems to be her night for these kind of shots.
Peel that away and see.
And I got such a trouble. I still have trouble getting it out.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Hack.
It should move, eh?
Yeah.
And now all that stuff you played earlier comes back to haunt you if you're Colleen Jones.
Now the overlap guard center line are not usable, so she is having to come at the one that's in the 4-foot. There is a guard on it, but it's very long.
Okay, she clears the guard.
There's the guard. You can see the long guard. It's definitely guarding the long blue guard.
I can't see any of it.
Long guard, it will come in.
What's the draw weight? Just 4-3? Okay.
Yeah, just, yeah.
I think you have to play this shot with hack weight, actually.
Even at that, do you think she'd have enough weight, enough of an angle to make the raise?
She just has to catch the outside of it.
Now it's up to Kelly and Marianne Way to try and get it by that guard, and they will not.
Okay, good weight.
Yeah.
Not really. It's like between being
Well, it's
short
better than
and
high. We're
I
better
know,
in the house than
but
high.
between being up as a guard and in the house, we're going to make it curl another foot.
No, I know. It's just if it's heavier out here, I got it.
Remember, we can have the gap between them too.
Just playing the guard.
Tight guard.
Yeah.
What do I have to throw it here?
I think you're inside the frost line.
Well, if we're in the house, that's not bad either. Okay. Better in the house than deep, or than high. Okay. Like just tight.
Yep.
The only real question in Sherry's mind is the speed in this area of the sheet. Will it be that much heavier? And that's why they're talking about where it might end up, might even be tight or in.
Lots. Where? No.
Close.
No.
All right.
No. No.
Get over curl. Whoa, we're gonna over curl.
No.
Whoa, let it sit.
No.
Let it sit.
No.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Whoa.
babe. Stop.
Whoa.
Good.
I still think she can see a little bit.
Corner that white one, you're saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot heavier there.
But she
Yeah, you did.
she can't see very much of it, that's for sure. But I don't think she has anything else, does she?
Blue onto.
That corner of the yellow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, what else
Lordy.
is there? There's nothing on these two.
You're right about that, Nancy.
Can't get enough of that front one. This would just, it would just come back this way and jam there.
She'd really have to feather that blue stone to get a corner of that white, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, she would. You're right, Vic. She can't see very much of it, but I don't know what else she has. I mean, it's one of those
What?
things. She just has to throw. I would throw up weight at it, or she's going to play the raise back on it.
See anything else other than the...
So obviously she feels she can't see enough of that stone there, and I'll just change over the pencil to the right thing instead of that stone.
And it was such a good circle night.
Yeah.
Of course, we.
It kind of meant all those circles are no longer.
Okay,
being
I'm not telestrating.
Here we go, final stone, $4,800, and Sherry Middaugh has it right now. She has the steel point.
Playing the raise, trying to play the raise back.
It's gone out of her hand.
Can we do something with that?
Yep.
Do something with it? Never know.
Okay.
No, you
One
won't.
for you guys.
One for you guys. It's one for Sherry Middaugh. In fact, it's 4,800 ones for Middaugh as she steals it here and takes a commanding lead. $6,300.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Iris. Hi, Diane. Hi, Alec. Hi, Gary. Well,
And Kelly.
everyone in cold water.
Well, the key shot of that fourth is brought to you by Husky, leaders in fuel, food, and convenience.
Well, Colleen decided not to play this herself, tried the guard, didn't make the guard perfectly. Ray left a hole for Sherry Middaugh. And through the hole she'll come. And Ray, this is the tough way to play it with this in turn.
And she had to keep her weight up because she doesn't need any movement after it gets by that one. It couldn't curl at all. Gets the perfect roll. I think you're right, Linda. Colleen had a chance to play that when she tried the guard, but mind you, if she makes the guard, the whole situation is different.
What's that?
So it's all been Money Middaugh. $6,300 so far, shutting out Colleen Jones as we go to the fifth and play for $1,900. And once again, Colleen Jones with the hammer will look to score 2 for the money.
3 for the show.
Mine's good.
Hurry. Hurry hard. 3 lines. Quick. Hurry, hurry. Quick, quick, quick. Nice sweep, you guys. Good sweep.
Right here, tight. Corner freeze.
Still lots of money available.
We saw at times in the first semifinal, Linda, that teams weren't, I don't want to necessarily
Mine's
say
good.
aggressive.
Where are
What they
we?
did was they put up another
Top
corner.
row.
Would you, if you're Colleen Jones, maybe go for that additional corner
gonna
now
take some
before
of the weight
going
off,
in?
guys.
Top 8.
It's definitely an option, Vic. I still think what Colleen does do is tend to come into the house too fast and come in too deep. So at least that one that she played into the rings was high enough in the house. If a good freeze is made, it's not shot rock.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nice shot, Sherry.
Now, Sherry Cordina wraps one around, bites the top of the button.
Now it's a wonderful shot, but just turn around what I just said. It's a little deep soon, so that Nancy Delahunt now has a chance to play a freeze on it, and you've got lots of stones to eventually move that blue one out of the button 4-foot area.
Line's good. Line's getting there, I mean. Close. It's got to walk.
Back 8, I guess.
Close.
Doesn't want to curl.
It's not. No, you're right. Get over there.
It's trying.
Okay, Nance.
2 weeks' time, we'll be in Barrie, Ontario, the Barrie Curling Club. This is the field so far. Greg McCauley, defending champ. Randy Furby and his Canadian Championship team, and Kevin Martin, the qualifier from the McCain Super Spiel West, and then one more team to come out of the Eastern Spiel next weekend.
Close, top 12.
Of course, if you want to go and you're in the area, there's the number to call. The Barrie Curling Club, weekend of November 24 and 25.
And it'll be great entertainment. 3 terrific teams so far, so
Hurry, guys, quick.
3 teams that'll be in Regina.
Come on. As far as we go. Nice shot, Andrea.
Nice job to punch it through the back. It would appear that blue is still
like about
shot
board?
stone.
Sorry, what? Board? Okay. Is that there for the nose with board? Yeah. Or back line? Yeah. Think about hack, Andrea. Sorry? Back line. Back line? Hack.
Remember that you don't have to remove these opponent's stones necessarily. It's just you don't want them at the top of the forefoot. Move them back, get them out of the way.
Yeah! Yeah! Oh, whoa, dear.
She doesn't want to drive it back on the back one. That's why she called for the brushing when it's going to jam it.
Hey, that's fine. That's okay. My fault. Threw it good.
Weight was close too, so just a little too much ice.
So is that?
Yeah. No.
And in that way of Sherry Middaugh saying, "Look, my fault."
Yeah,
is that
absolutely.
what she's admitting?
Yeah, exactly what she's doing, what she should do. Otherwise, the throwers get confused. I've been in that confused state many times.
Pull 8. It's coming though, you guys. It's coming. Waiting for line. Yep.
This is the key rock in this one, Vic. You want to get this.
Only.
Yeah, we got 8 anyway. Top 4.
Top 4 is what you want. No more though. No, not too deep, as Linda suggests.
Just kind of lost it.
No,
Oh, we got more than that.
It's too deep.
Ooh. Okay.
Right here, Janet.
Janet
Even if we bump it a little bit, that's not too bad. Right here is perfect.
Yes, it is. The Middaughs have had a pretty good year on the curling ice this year. Husband Wayne, of course, has cashed a number of checks, and Sherry's had a super season.
Bounce it a bit.
Lots around. Ton
Go
around.
at the end.
No, ton around.
Gonna have to go.
Yep, man.
Having trouble in this spot. There is late finish, but if it starts out too wide, it never gets to the exact spot you want. That's why they need to brush it now.
Come on, hurry. Hurry, guys.
Quick.
Right down to it. They can't drag it for all it's worth.
Good shot.
Yep.
We're 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Just one guard. Are we 2?
know.
We're 1 and 2. Okay.
Do we want to guard again?
That's
Guard, I guess it's tricky to
Kim.
play it, eh?
Yeah. Well, it'll come. You can play
Yeah,
that.
but then you're going to hit and
It's
roll
hard
and
to
give
get
them the
through the
same
hole.
shot. So,
Yeah.
I think the guard.
Guard.
It's
Why
different.
do you?
Well, because you got the other one to come off of too. The other blue one, you can't protect them both.
So what are you saying? Get rid of one of
No,
them?
I would play it. I would play it to quietly to tap it back with back
Really
12-foot
gliding.
weight and try and sit in front of my 2 stones. Even if you happen to tick
Really
the
gliding,
back 2
guys.
white ones.
Whoa.
I know.
Not curling
Really?
either.
No, you're fine for line. Fine for line.
I did the ooh as well with the guard. It's
Whoa,
tough
baby.
to keep guarding these situations.
whoa.
If this comes tight,
Whoa.
they've got the double tap. You leave lots of options for Sherry.
Good shot, Kim.
was all of
Like just playing.
Andrea
trying to play
Law is having her
skinny up there,
usual
Janet.
great game.
Like back line, just trying to draw through the
That
hole.
matchup at third I talked about. Kim
Actually,
Kelly
back eight
just
will do
making
it.
a lot of shots now.
Trying to play center.
Colleen is struggling a bit, but she did have a tough one, a couple of tough ones in the last couple of
Back
events.
8.
Here's a chance for Janet Brown to take the percentages and throw them all away if she makes a good shot here. In off her own.
Where are we?
Wait, close, back line. Back line.
Quick line! Quick line!
Janet Brown. Trying to hold it. Oh my. What are the chances of that?
Off that.
Would you bet on that?
Well, yeah, with that kind of weight, you.
I don't want to leave that. You do that? You want to do that? Yeah, close.
They couldn't hold this with the brushing. It looked like it was going to go early, and it just kept going. Needed a good piece of that blue one.
Really straight here, so I think this is good.
Just regular?
Yeah.
Hit on this, come over into here.
Yep. No. Yep. Hard! Hurry! Hard!
Kim Kelly.
Hurry, 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 quick! Oh, it's good. Okay.
How was she left by hanging that one there on the edge of the 4-footer?
Is that
She
what we
left
wanted to
something,
do?
a double maybe?
Yeah.
Right?
You can definitely move some of those white ones.
Firm weight.
Firm weight.
If we hit it a third on the outside.
It doesn't matter as long as we get rid of one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Out there, do you think? Do you think that's okay with her?
I think down the 4-foot line it'll go
Okay.
straight.
I think you're right. If you step the weight up, it'll run straight down there for you.
If I hit of a third of it, we're shot, so if we get rid of one.
Yeah.
Hitting this one here, into this here.
Whoa! Whoa!
Sherry Middaugh.
Whoa! Oh, lovely.
We talked about this in the first semifinal. If you throw the big weight, you have to put the broom right where you want to hit the rock.
I don't think I threw it that brutal.
Well, did she smack anything back and get that? Bang, bang, bang.
I throw it that brutal?
So what about fight?
You forced it out.
Not much.
Why doesn't the softness of the ice
I think you,
affect shots
because you
like
forced
that?
it, it just kept going.
Well, it rides right over these
No,
spots
left.
we're talking about. It just doesn't have a chance to pick up the things that a softer weight shot picks up as it's traveling down the ice. That's why the adjustment from draw to even hack weight,
We still wanted to.
calling the ice is
We're 1 and
so
2.
I was
tough.
trying to double, eh? Was that what I was doing?
Hit and bounce? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't
Just
think we
didn't
needed the
bounce
double. I didn't think we needed the double. We're 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. The unfortunate thing is where our rock wound up. Pretty hard to. Let's just go.
What do we got?
Left side steps.
Well, he missed a guard last end, and he had a chance to put a guard on here that'll really close this end up.
Line.
Where is
line.
it? Line's fine.
Whoa, whoa, it's
Halfway.
gonna overcurl. Tighter.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Overcurl. No.
In the
Stop
first
it.
game, a guard could
clean
run
it?
at about
No.
16 seconds.
Stop.
Still pretty true in that spot.
Nice, eh? Shoot.
She cut her ice down. She originally took a little bit more, and then she cut it down a bit.
Do you think it's still there?
Almost a third.
Yeah, you can see it.
I mean, that's all we have other than playing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got half.
We have half?
Yeah.
Well, the front end says she's got half.
Here.
Janet Brown thought it was
Say
a
it's gonna go
third.
down dead straight? Yeah.
Well, she'll try the same shot again. She's going to try and get this stone
Yeah,
right
so I
here
just forced it out. And, yeah.
and drive it into this situation here.
We have to play it. Yeah.
Take your time.
What's that?
Take
And
your time.
it should go dead straight.
There's what
Yeah.
she's looking at.
Now the mistake she made with her first one was?
She was outside of the broom. Her hand motion was to the outside, and it didn't have a chance to come back.
So if she's at the stick here, it will run straight.
It will.
Yeah.
Can they sneak it by? Can she bail herself out here? Angle it back, gets rid of one, gets rid of two. And for the moment now, we have a carryover situation.
I moved a lot, right?
Okay, that
Yeah,
first one.
definitely.
We need the pin, actually, though, don't we?
Just wanted to make it tough on yourself.
Yeah. I thought that one even backed off.
Yeah.
She's playing the draw around this way here.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do, of course, is play off of this one right here and try and roll into here.
Where am I throwing? 4-3. Nance, give me edge.
Considering what the ice has done or has become, Linda, which is the easier shot, or do you think the higher percentage shot, the in-off off your own? Or?
The in-off looks easier when you're looking at the house. You have to get by the guards very tightly with the perfect weight on this draw.
Line's fine, lots of room. Just sweep for the tee line, guys.
Looking to
Not
pick up her
moving.
first cash here, $1,900 skin in the fifth.
Sweep for the tee.
Colleen Jones with Kim Kelly
You
and
let it
Marianne
bend.
Way
Sweep for the
doing
tee.
the brushing, trying to drag it to the tee. Here comes Nancy Delahunt. Got to get a good piece of the button. Bigger piece than that, much bigger, and not enough.
Just the one, eh?
And just the one it is, and so will carry over through five. Saul Middaugh, $3,800 at stake. We come back for the sixth.
Yeah.
Nancy Delahunt and Sherry Cordina are the leads. Marianne Way and Andrea Laws throw the second stones. The thirds are Kim Kelly and Janet Brown, and the skip from the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax, Colleen Jones, and out of the Coldwater Curling Club, Sherry Middaugh.
The JVC TSN Women's Skins Game from New Westminster, BC is brought to you by JVC. Excite your senses.
Well, so far this weekend, it has been spectacular for this time of year here in New Westminster. And so far, spectacular for Sherry Middaugh. She's won all the money, Linda.
And if you look back at how the cash was won, these are two of the finest shots through a port you're ever going to see. First end, Sherry Middaugh has to try and wend her way through the port. Look at this, by the first guard, get it by the second one, get the little roll, score your two, get the cash, and that's just what they'll do. Then you look at the fourth end, and situation is a little bit different. They're looking to steal a little gap to get through the hole now. You need to roll into the button for that steal, and she makes it.
Some great shooting and all the money for Middaugh. Although Ray would admit he's probably had a couple of fine ports in his life too. Although, oh, that's another story.
Yeah, but on this ice, we see.
It's going to be either Sherry Middaugh or Colleen Jones in the final of this JVC TSN Women's Skins game, and they'll play Kelly Law, who was a winner over Jennifer Jones in the opening semifinal. They'll play for $41,500 plus an additional winner's bonus of $11,000. That's on Sunday at 1 Eastern time.
Stick pinning a bit.
And if you thought it was going to be standing room only earlier today when Kelly Law played in the semifinals, just wait till the team from this very Royal City Curling Club shows up for the final. You won't be able to get in this building.
Hurry, 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 hurry.
And just
Can I
let
go
me
over?
clarify, I think I may have said the wrong time. It's 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
I was going to say, you said 1 Eastern, so that's about 11 here, isn't it?
On a fairly tight.
Real tight. In.
You know, those circles are long forgotten.
We'll be on the air in another 45 minutes, so don't go.
Or real tight.
Yeah, we want it real tight.
It is real tight.
Not
We
in.
don't want to touch it.
Not in. Whoa, whoa, sit.
So with the carryover,
nice.
we're playing for $3,800 here in the 6th.
Nice shot, Sherry.
Sherry Middaugh has the hammer, so she'll look to score 2.
Nancy threw that one through.
No, it was hogged actually, Ray, and that guard is in a really nice spot being that close to the rings. You can come around it, you can raise it.
Halfway if you can. Halfway if you can. Good. Good, Nance.
Good one. Yes, you will. And that's all we need.
Well, there's still lots of money available.
Line's good. Maybe a little tight.
$10,375. That's the magic number to
Top 12.
clinch a spot,
Yes,
win the game.
Yes, the line.
Top 8.
So far, Middaugh well on
Yes,
her way with
fine.
6,300.
Goodbye.
No. Yep. That's good. That's good. Sorry, Sherry.
Sherry Middaugh needs to get 2 to get the $3,800 at stake this end.
Oh, we're hitting and rolling. Hitting and rolling. Go for it.
That's a question I might be asking myself.
Yeah, Colleen Jones needs to steal. This is going back to our comments about Colleen's preferred style, and that's more conservative play.
This is where you get so used to just calling a shot that you might play under the traditional rules, but there's just no advantage to playing that.
Tell me what you'd play then.
Well, you come around. Even short of the rings is a good shot.
Just leave it in play so you can use it.
Yeah, Colleen Jones has to steal this end, Vic, so another one out in front is fine.
Line's pretty good. Maybe a
Right
little
there,
tight.
T-line.
Where?
T-line.
T back 4.
Back 8.
Take it deep. It is deep already. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
That doesn't work.
Okay, Marianne.
Well, that's a perfect shot for Jones, of course. It slipped behind the tee line. Andrea Law is trying to get that one to the top of the 4-foot. So a chance for Marianne Way to get around the center guard.
Great. Got room. Got room, lots of it.
We got weight.
It's coming down though. It's coming.
No, we're there. We're there. We're there. We're there.
You can go. Won't hurt you.
We're there. We're there. No, we can't.
just
It'll
kinda-
go back.
Oh.
Back. No, don't touch. That's perfect.
Nice shot.
Good shot.
Good shot.
Well, in the history of the women's skins game, Sherry Anderson is the all-time leading money winner, but you can see Kelly Law now is with her $12,250 won in the semifinal and her $1,000 draw to the button. She is now number 4 all-time and has a chance to move up to number 3 depending on how well she does in the final.
First, clean, clean, clean. Yep. Yes. Hurry, quick. Okay. Whoa. Okay. That picked. Okay. That's good.
That's fine.
Fine.
I know, the guards are front.
Opens everything up.
Lofter out there.
Lofter out.
And Colleen Jones will try and put it right back.
Jones trying to protect her stone, biting the top of the button on the center line, or top of the 4-foot on the center line. That's her steal point. This is Kim Kelly.
Halfway to tight. Long way to go. Little bit on its, a little bit tight. Okay. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry, guys. No,
Hey,
good.
Kim. Right on the nose.
Well, don't miss an all-new
this way.
episode
You
of
don't
Ally
really wanna play it
McBeal,
this way and squirt 'em
Monday
in
at
again.
9 Eastern, 8
Okay,
Central
just
on
firm.
CTV.
Yeah. I think we want to cross it a bit, right?
Trying to run this back, get the rock off the forefoot as well. Cross the face she's talking about.
Close. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa, close. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah, other way. Ah.
Looked at it one way, then the other, and won't get either. Just jam it back.
So you should have called it that way.
Come around again.
I think they can come there, right there.
What if I come in again?
What?
What if I come in again? Because they're going to come in again, right?
I don't think
Top
you need
four?
to.
They can't come in, though.
Yeah, they can.
Just a guard, Kim.
Guard? Okay. That's true.
Less than the last one,
really
eh?
light. Really light. No leg drive at all.
So guard weight here or guard time?
Whoa, when it's over.
It's been up to 16 seconds, so
Whoa,
some
but you're gonna
parts
give
of
him
the
a hole,
ice.
big one.
Whoa, baby.
Even more, because this
Wow.
one's going to be
Whoa.
really sliding and coming in. Curl too much, actually.
Do you want to hear the thrower tell
Get
you
the
that?
double.
Do
'Cause
you
even if you
want
come
to,
here,
as
they've got
a
that,
brusher
right?
at this level?
Normal?
I know you depend on your splits and everything else. Do you want to hear your thrower say no leg drive, or I'm thinking about other things, or are you just worried about what you rely on?
No, the thrower can say one thing, and on the immediate release, they can give you some information that they have about the way they threw it, and after that, then it's your job to sweep it.
Oh, good. Wow, great brushing. Look at the roll.
Okay, good shot.
It is a pretty good shot because that rock can be moved up. The blue stone that Janet just threw can be reached and tapped up.
No, didn't share it. When you're throwing, Ray, do you shout out things to the brushers? Do you let them know what you've done?
No, they usually shout to me, Vic, when I...
What kind of a shot is that? God, Moosey.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, Moosey.
Can we picture Ray being the quiet one after he's thrown the rock? Any of us?
I've been known to get the odd warning.
No, there's nothing wrong with that first bit of information.
Skip stones, Colleen Jones. She has the steel point sitting back of the forefoot center line.
We're short.
Yep, come on, that's okay. Come on.
Yeah, but you want to cover
That's okay.
more?
Come on. Yep.
14 and a half is in, so that one they're calling out is shorter than they thought.
Yep, if you can
Where
just
they
bounce
wanted
off of
it.
this so that makes her draw a little bit. Okay, that's good.
Okay, you found. You know what?
Look at that, Linda Ray. If Sherry Middaugh is going to bump up that blue stone, she's going to have to come through another hole to do it.
It's a pretty big hole, though.
Walking up the wrong side.
Should play the draw here, maybe. Come around.
She just doesn't have any weight at all. Feel for anything. We just. How you go?
The bump up is your last resort?
Well, if you go back to my belief, when you have the hammer, you always want to leave yourself two ways into the button. If she gets around this way, she does, Vic, have that other side open to tap it up and get the second point. Of course, Colleen has another rock to talk about here, too. She'll try and prevent
What do we
that.
need? Full four?
Pardon?
Full four?
Yeah.
Two line. Top four is better than deep.
That was a great circle. Sherry Middaugh, her first.
Line's great.
Wait's close.
Line's
Wait's real
great.
close.
Whoa, no line.
Line's great.
Take a look. Take a look.
Whoa.
Sherry's been giving it a little extra on the other side of the sheet. I'm not sure if she needs that extra on this side.
Whoa.
No line
See
at all.
how it slows down in the house.
Right here is good.
Okay.
Fine at all.
Nice.
Okay.
Not shot, but second and third belonging to Middaugh.
No swoop.
But it's that first shot, the shot stone, that
Can't stop that. What else?
Colleen Jones wants to protect, so she might steal her first bit of money.
Yeah.
The shot is wide open. You can see all of it and some, so you could certainly play it and just roll over a little bit towards the top of the forefoot.
Time out, because we're...
Time out.
Okay, time.
Okay, that's the first then for Colleen Jones.
It's wide open.
Just control. I'm just trying to think. The draw I had there, right? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay.
Control. Okay.
Let's try and remove this stone here. And control weight, you said? Just
A
roll
little
over
less
into this
in
area
control,
here.
actually, Nancy. You didn't narrow up, did you?
Did you say a little less?
No, no. I'm going to throw a little less in control.
Okay, yeah.
Less in control. Hack, even?
What she can't probably afford to do, Linda, here is
Worse
hit
shot,
that stone
right?
on the
Yeah.
outside, because
Yeah.
then she runs it back and possibly kills her shot stone.
It definitely needs to come to the nose, and she wants the inside, the center line side, to get the little roll.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
She's having one of those games where she's just struggling with both the weight and line.
I mean, no, it's coming now. Stay close, stay close.
Oh dear.
Marianne, are you okay?
I hit your broom, didn't I?
okay.
Sorry. I hit
You
her
okay?
broom by mistake.
Are you okay?
Nice throw.
Well, Marianne Way says she's all right, but it
Sorry. I don't know what I must have just put my broom down and touched yours.
It's a little on the outside.
well, thankfully she's okay. Now the opportunity for
Sure.
Sherry Middaugh to bump up. In fact, the angle raise home. She was very fortunate because she probably just touches the handle with her ear.
Well, that was too bad because it looked like Colleen had a pretty good shot. And
This is not an easy spot in the ice.
Once again, trying to find the hole. Everyone backs off. Got it. Does. Raise it back. Catch it. Sit in time. Sit in time. And she will for two. And the money. Another $3,800.
Are you okay? How'd you catch your cat? Okay.
I don't know
Did we
either.
get it?
'Cause I'm
Well, he's defending Skins Game champion. Greg McCauley will be there, and so will be the reigning Canadian, the Nokia Brier champion, Randy Verby. And a former champion is qualified again out of the West, Kevin Martin. So we have one team to decide. That will come from the McCain Super Spiel East next weekend. Those four teams will compete in Barrie, Ontario for the McCain TSN Skins Game. And we'll have the opening semifinal for you November 24th at 1 Eastern Time. And of course, as always, we'll have our road to the Skins to show you how the teams got there.
Well, that was an unfortunate end for Colleen Jones. They looked like they were making a good shot, and Kim Kelly and Marianne Way hit brooms, and Marianne went down and touched the stone. So we never like to see that.
Trying to curl,
But the
not
situation
curling.
is that Colleen Jones now must capture all the cash left in this game.
well, it really is unfortunate because it looked to me like she wasn't going to get the inside roll, I don't think, Linda. But by all means, she was going to get at least the nose hit, and that would have forced Sherry Middaugh to play for the carryover.
Hurry, guys, quick!
That first guard that went up was one of those, Ray, where they didn't have a lot of rotation on the rock, and it over-curled the spot. Now the takeout attempt will touch that guard, so a good chance for Colleen.
Hurry, hard. Hard line. Hard! Hurry, quick. Hurry.
He's going to over-curl this one as well, I think.
Are you squeaking by? No, we're going to roll for a guard. Whoa, good.
$2,250 is the skin. Colleen Jones with the hammer looks to score 2. These player comparisons are brought to you by JVC.
Well, it's not unusual to see no hits. Nancy Delahunt actually has played a couple. The numbers overall are lower than you might see in regular curling, but remember the types of shots are quite difficult in skins format. Nothing to choose at the moment between the two leads.
Hurry, guys, quick! Hurry! Hurry, guys, quick! Wow, going sideways.
Nice weight. You could be, it's in already. You did it?
Oh, sorry. I missed that, too.
Got in your way.
Go. Come on, Colleen.
Keeping an eye on the clock, of course. Realizing they may just have to hurry up a little bit.
Okay, weight should be good. Yep, hard. Hurry. Hurry, hard. Hurry. Quick. Quick. Just have to bump this little. Okay, whoa. Good girl.
Nice shot.
And these are two of our strongest seconds in the game, but in this particular game, it's Marianne Way with quite an edge over Andrea Laws. And look at those draw percentages for Marianne.
She's pretty steady, pretty consistent. She never lets you down.
Close. Double. Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Go, baby. Go.
Get them both. She does, Andrea Laws.
Oh, yeah, you bumped the one in, so.
The outturn come around. Marianne, she's been drawing very well. Chance to get to the top of the 4-foot here.
That's going to need a little help.
Line's fine. Line's great. It's going to come down, though. A lot of room still.
No.
Coming, though. Yep.
Okay, we got some.
Yep.
Line only.
Yep.
Line only. We're going to go too deep.
Oh, no. It's
Yes,
just
we are.
perfect.
Well, if we sweep it, I need. Sit.
Sports Center at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific will wrap up your day. Usual busy Saturday in the NHL, the NBA, golf, shark shootout. You'll see it all on Sports Center at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific.
Line's great.
Well, Kim's comments were absolutely correct. I mean, as it turned out, it did go a little too deep because that gives Janet Brown a chance to sit on top of it. And even if you're not shot rock, it doesn't matter. This is going to stay out a bit, so
Good shot.
they get a bit of a break. You just got to come down with this, tap this one back quietly.
Draw, Kim, back four.
Just back 4-foot weight. You heard her say, come down on this one here. Just tap it back like this and try and roll it over into this position here.
It's just tea.
Back four.
Got room. Got lots of room.
It's just tea line.
It's got the right weight, so I think you have to go with the brushing all the way.
No line.
No line yet, you guys.
Got no weight.
They're hoping to
Let it
tap
curl
it, and they're brushing it to try and now get it to about a
Sorry.
freeze position.
Okay.
think you're going to have to sit on top of it, Janet.
Okay.
Right here.
Janet Brown.
Same as her first one.
Which real close. Top 8. Could use a bit.
Yeah, for line.
Top 12.
Come on. Line. Quick. Hurry. Quick. Hurry, guys. Quick. Hurry, guys. Quick. Quick.
Come on.
Hurry all the way. Yep. Hurry. Quick.
Got it by.
Get the bounce. Quick.
There's a little bounce. This ice, this kind of ice must be absolutely punishing on brushers.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, it's tough.
Boom, boom, boom. Catch half of the.
Come on, Colleen. Quickly.
Well, this is the matchup that I was watching for this game, and it's clear that Kim Kelly is just having a great game. Now, so far the difference has been Sherry Middaugh has been able to capitalize on a few openings, but the setup shots have been made pretty nicely by Kim for her skip.
Chance for Kelly to make a very good shot here. Run this back.
Yes. Hurt. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Hurt.
Nancy Delahunt, Marianne Way. Sneak it by.
No, they left it.
They lost it. It was perfect. Absolutely threw it perfect. She had that perfect.
Don't hurt us either there, Skipper. Right?
Yeah.
You can see halfway down, it looked perfect. They had to be on the brushing and just hold it a bit.
Just a high guard and make sure hope she doesn't make any kind of a run back. It's not looking very good for us, but just right in line with her other one.
It's looking pretty good on the money board.
Yep. Maybe a little less, Janet.
Well, we can afford to be on the...
Pardon
Okay,
me?
never mind. Never mind.
Colleen Jones throwing white, needs 2 for the skin, and so right now as it rocks her position, it would be a carryover.
Oh, whoa.
Mine's good.
Tight.
Where?
Tight.
Okay.
To it.
Just don't line them up.
Yep. Yep, come on, bounce it. Hurry. Hurry.
Right to it.
Hurry, come
Go
on.
tap.
Come on, we still got an angle. Hurry. Hurry.
Hard.
That's good.
That's fine.
So that's probably not bad.
And the story as far as Cash is concerned has been at skip, and Colleen has just struggled. It's been not just one thing, where to put the broom, what's the weight. Sherry Middaugh, we saw 2 terrific shots through the port that have added up to the cash on the board.
What's that?
She's going to try and get rid of the 2 blue stones.
You know what? We really had to try to hit as much of
Is that
yours
right?
as we can. Well, otherwise we would have just kept that blue one in the 4-foot. Not the other blue one, but your blue one you were raising.
Oh, is that right?
This is looking okay for the...
Good.
Yeah, unless
Great.
you guys want to be playing for the carryover.
Nope. We'll go for the gusto.
Drive this onto half of the other one. Whoa. Negatory.
Nope. Close. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Colleen Jones in her first.
No.
Yep.
Yep.
Get it out.
Great shot.
So now she has her 2 for the moment.
For the moment, if you can tap the blue one back.
Good shot.
Can I go back to what she asked her team? She asked her front end, do we
Okay.
you like this, or do you want to play for the carryover? In a situation like this, when you not have to look at the scoreboard and say, hey, maybe, because if we don't get it, we're done. Maybe the safer play is the carryover and then try to build on it next one.
It can be, although I think she did see these angles, and sometimes as a skip, especially when you're struggling, if the instinct says go for it, you have to go for it.
Well,
Maybe the other thing too, Vic, is psychologically just to get some money on the board.
Yeah.
Sure. You hate looking up there and there's a goose
Take
egg.
it away from us.
And she threw that last one well, jiggled the rocks around, and has some possibilities.
Well, you know what? That's not a bad shot either, because even if we get one, then she's got to play the double, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if I make the double, if I hit it thick, it's just jamming anyhow, isn't it?
Not really. This one's set back a little.
Okay. You don't think this is here?
I'm just thinking with momentum,
What's that? I know. We're just thinking if we nose hit this, is that yellow one missing?
I don't think so.
The seconds are ticking too fast.
You know what? I'm with you. They're ticking way too fast. Just look.
Yeah.
Either that or you could go just a tap. We could do that. Just a tap.
Just tap
Well,
this one up.
I think by doing the tap. What do you guys like?
Want to call it time?
Yeah, time?
Time.
Sorry, we should call the time right away.
So that's a second of 3.
The time we're making sure she has to throw the rock.
What's that?
With the raise, we're making sure she has to throw a rock. As long as we get it in there first or second.
If I make it, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Sherry? What's that? We're looking either the tap or playing. I thought we could nose hit ours, but Janet thinks it's jamming.
I don't know that it jams. We have to hit it off the pin and you open it up so much that she ends up with a full drop.
Okay, so either the tap.
You just tap yours up.
Okay.
Just angle tap at the edge of the floor and make it really tough to turn. You know, try and leave your shooter locked in the dropper.
Okay. Okay.
You like that?
Yeah. Well, I just basically played it, didn't I?
Yeah.
Here. And I'm going to have about the same weight, maybe a little bit more.
Well, you heard the discussion with Pat Reed, the coach. Just play the tap on that one. Just tapping it back into this area here.
Okay, so just probably about 4 feet more weight than my guard.
I thought the conversation was really good, especially if you're playing a skip that's struggling. Get it in there and make Colleen make the tough shot. As long as you get it in for even second shot. Tap it up. Get it close.
The last, Janet.
Back 8, back 12.
Where is she? 12. No, it's not. Whoa.
Close.
She's made everything she's had to so far.
Whoa.
Sherry Middaugh.
Whoa.
Not a lick
Here
yet
comes,
from-
here comes, here comes.
From Cordina and Laws now. Trying to get the right angle. Little tap up, little bump, and sit. Wow. And that's the steal point.
Time. Yeah. Time.
And that will be number 2 of 3 for Colleen Jones.
Or this, or do I have just this dance?
Oh,
That's even
harder.
thinner.
Yeah. You don't have anything
No,
there.
on this one here.
You don't have anything there. I think you've just got the redirect here.
Yeah.
Right?
Out turn.
Yeah.
Okay, right there.
Sure.
What? Well, the out turn in off.
Just the out turn redirect.
Yeah.
See anything else?
I don't think so. No, the other thing I've got is the angle on the jack that way.
Pardon?
Yeah.
I
This is
think
pretty
so.
thin though, eh?
You could play that for one.
Like a redirect, kind of.
No, it's there. What? Regular. Look at it. I look where I am.
What are you throwing there, Skipper?
What? Yeah, right where my broom is, right?
Come on back.
There's no question that this shot is there. Very thin on the first one. Across and catch the blue.
Whoa. Low. Close. Yep.
She needs something to build some confidence.
Bad time for the sucker to
She needs to build a little money on her side of the ledger. Looking for her first dollars here in this semi-final. Colleen Jones, oh no.
Oh, we even almost got that. Oh. Okay.
And it's another steal, and it is the game for Sherry Middaugh, who with the $2,250 will put herself over the top and into Sunday's final against Kelly Law. We still have more money to play for when we come back.
The JVC TSN Women's Skins Game from New Westminster, BC is brought to you by Husky and Mohawk, leaders in fuel, food, and convenience.
So here is our final of the JVC TSN Women's Skins Game. It will be Sherry Middaugh against Kelly Law, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, Sunday afternoon. $41,500 in the game. The additional bonus of $11,000 that goes to the winner. Quite a night so far for Sherry Middaugh. She has all the cash, $12,350, as we play for $22.50 here in the 8th.
Wow, that's running straight.
Just leave it short, guys.
And Sherry herself has made some beautiful shots. 2 shots we showed you through the port, set up a nice deuce, and then that nice raise the last stand when it looked like Colleen was going to get the 2.
Or not. Control. Yeah, let's go. Control.
As always, we're live and interactive. There's our web address, tsn.ca/curling. Your comments throughout the season. We'll be with you a lot this year, right through till the Ford Worlds. Bismarck, North Dakota is where the curling season will come to an end. That's in and around April. So throughout the season, if you have a comment or question, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know where you're watching if you're watching on the net. We've had some interesting people who are watching on the net from all over the world.
Whereabouts, Vic?
Middle East, had Australia, Europe particularly.
Top 4. Top 4.
Interesting this weekend, the Pacific Rim playdowns were on, Linda, and the Korea women beat the Japanese women to win a right to go to Bismarck, North Dakota. And finally, after many, many years, the Japanese men, they won their opportunity to travel to the USA.
And it was an interesting playdown. Chinese Taipei joined them, so they had 5 teams in round-robin play. Australia and New Zealand, the other 2 countries participating. Both men's and women's play going on. So congratulations to those winners. I know there's lots of people in BC that know these teams because they actually come here to train, being the closest destination within Canada to come over and visit when they're preparing.
You know, that's something that I noticed this year, Linda Ray, and I'm sure it has to do with, I'm answering my own question, so why am I even bothering with it?
Just don't
let's keep going.
Don't use our names then, okay?
I'm sure it has to do, obviously, with Salt Lake, but I think I've seen more European teams coming across this year to play in Bonspiels to get themselves ready.
There's no question, because the European teams in particular have already named their representatives to the Olympics, and there's no question, Vic, that they've been sending their teams over. They have the budgets now from the Olympic funding from the past, and they've sent, the Swedes have sent Elizabeth over twice. Dorothy Nordby was over. Was over last week, I believe, playing. And so you're right. There's been Peter Lindholm has been over, and, and he's representing Sweden. So it's the Olympic year. It's the big year, and the Olympic means so much to all those countries, to all our countries.
Yep. Well, I know the Finns, Marco Jussi Pavelniemi is over. Elizabeth Gustafsson is playing. Several Swiss teams. Patrick Herleman is in Ottawa. Linda, so all those top teams that we've become familiar with
And I think all of us agree that's what you have to do. You have to play, you have to compete against the best. That's the way to win gold medals.
Come on, guys, hard! Wall, clean. Nice shot. Control.
Well, we thank Tim Jacques. Man, isn't that interesting? From Omaha, Nebraska. Thank you. What are the chances that the CCA will convert to the 4-rock rule?
Well, a reminder that we will be using the 4-rock rule in Regina for the Canadian curling trials. There's still quite a bit of debate. A lot of people watching the Cashspiel circuit this year, where some of the Bonspiels used that rule, very much liked it. But some of the teams saying that still the play is a lot to the middle. Ray, have you heard the comments?
Yeah, just like when we went to the 3-rock rule, there was the traditionalists that didn't want to make a change. In answer to that question, I think it will come. I think it's going to take maybe a little bit more time. I think that CCA will do what they did last time. They'll go to the playing the curlers and ask them. That's what they did last time. They didn't make the change as quick as the World Curling Federation, and they asked the curlers in our country what they thought and what they wanted to do, and then they made a decision to go to 3-rock. So I think they'll do that. When they're going to do it, I don't know, but I think that I think it will come.
And whatever decision is made, they can't. The rule has to be the same now, because there's some people who kick around the 4-rock rule and say, forget about removing your own stones. You just can't remove any stone. You know, people want to play with it and try to get more offense. I think whatever decision is made, you either go for the same rule or you don't change.
And actually, one more point with rules, they're actually looking between the CCA and the World Curling Federation to unify the rule books, because that's not the only difference between the two rule books.
No, there's lots of, that's a good
point.
point.
So there will be discussions to try and bring all the rules in line so we all play under the same rule book.
So with that thought process, then, Lyndon, you'd have to think that we will go to the 4-rock rule then.
I agree.
Little give and take on all sides.
Whoops.
And the other thing too, Linda, is that there are year after year more and more countries coming on board under the 4-rock rule.
Yes.
That's normal here. Yep.
It's been a wide open 7th for 2250. Remembering now that Colleen Jones needs the 2 here in the 8th, pardon me, to win the money, but right now it is Sherry Middaugh who is lying 1 and
close at the end. Where?
Just halfway to tight, guys.
At the end. At the end.
Trying to cover this up with the front stone.
That's good. Whoa, that's good. Yep.
Whoa, that's good.
Whoa, that's good. Nice shot.
boy, that never finishes. So you look at these are the teams that will compete for the spot to go to Salt Lake, all very experienced. And then remembering as well, some of the teams have played in Bonspiels this year where the 4-rock rules have been in play. So that helps them. That's all part of the preparation on them.
And we've seen a number of those teams on the WTSN games where we covered the Women's Tour of Curling. And Kathy King's won on that circuit. Sherry Anderson recently has won. So a lot of them are playing the big Cashspiel circuit and doing well.
Colleen Jones on her first. Run it back.
Nice shot.
Does. Very nice indeed. Get them both. So here's the men's field, and we know them all, of course. And it's interesting that we've got 3 of the teams competing at the McCain TSN Skins game 2 weeks' time in Barrie, Ontario. That is a spectacular field.
Really looking forward to those trials and, of course, the Skins game. Colleen made the nice run back, got rid of the stone she raised plus the one in the house, but still the guard is in place for Sherry to come around and try and get to the top of the 4-foot.
Colleen, of course, played this whole end just to get the carryover. She maybe try and run the ends down a little bit and just get herself in a position to shoot out a draw maybe for it all.
Hang around. And it will. Back edge of the 12, so it forces Colleen to come and get her to
take her single.
Take the single and force a carryover.
Yeah, you do. You come out, just let go. And it would be fine. But...
4 what? 4-3?
Yep.
Here, last Nance. Last Nance. Everything's been so straight there this end all of a sudden.
That would be the fact that I think that they've dropped the temperature a bit. They pulled the plant and.
Where?
Might need that backing.
What?
Might need that.
Boy.
Yeah, that's coming
it's
out
really
at us.
Hanging.
And it's got lots of speed.
Really hanging.
I think.
And is
that
she going to
one
get
at the
anything?
Back would touch it. It
Just
will.
enough.
That works too.
Wow.
It's just a carryover anyway, right?
Well, yeah, it's a carryover, but if you missed it, it would have been another steal.
Downhill.
Yeah, things have gotten strange. Ground transportation for the JVC TSN Women's Skins Game has been provided by Key West Ford.
Jamie McTavish of Key West Ford supplied us with some beautiful vehicles. What are you driving, Vic?
I'm driving a Ford Explorer.
Ooh, very nice.
Traffic, I just go over everything.
T-line.
I believe somebody amongst us has a Lincoln.
Well, 4,950 is the skin available here in the 9th. We already know that Sherry Middaugh has clinched a spot in Sunday's final against Kelly Law.
Short? Sure.
It's kind of deep though. It's kind of good to go in there again.
Marianne Way.
She's done her part in this game.
Yeah.
She's made a lot of shots. She always does. She always does.
Take that right in.
Now the end is setting up pretty well for Colleen.
Oh,
Middaugh stones, the first one was hogged, and that last one was supposed to be a freeze, rolls off it and goes too far.
Good shot.
Andrea Laws trying to open up the front.
Normal. Fair. Whoa. Whoa. That's good.
Wow. She feathered that guard covering the edge of the 4-foot.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely straight, and when you up the weight, it just runs dead straight.
And it's straight because I think they were a little worried about maybe losing it. As I mentioned, the ice surface had gone up to 27, and I'm sure Shorty has pulled it a little bit and dropped that to try and get the surface down a little colder. And that does have a tendency to straighten it up a little bit.
It's going to over curl.
But actually, the draw shots are not having that same effect.
Get it
They
over,
are
though.
really going.
It seems that the wider you go out, the more it swoops
right.
across. Yeah.
Okay, we're over.
So they're still affected a little bit by the ice conditions, and obviously more so than the hits are.
You like control?
That guard curls too much, and now that stone sitting back of the button
Control.
is open.
Control. Firm.
Yeah.
Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just clean. Clean it. Clean. Yep, yep, yep. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Roll it, Sherry. Nice shot, Andrea. Wait.
So this is what we played for in the semifinals, starting at 1,500, 34.50, and then total of $20,750 available in these two semis. Kim Kelly. But for the final, well, we just double everything for a total prize of $41,500. And let's not forget the additional winner's bonus of $11,000.
That's a great deal of cash. Even Jennifer Jones, who failed to win the first semifinal, has $8,500 in her pocket.
All right. You okay?
You okay?
Now, we saw earlier Marianne Way had a slip, but actually it was Kim Kelly that sort of touched her brush. But the surface, when it goes like this, it gets a little bit soft. It's what we call greasy, and actually it's tougher for the brushers to get a good footing. And that may have been the problem there.
Andrea Laws appears to be okay, thankfully.
Yeah.
No, should be. Roll for line if you can.
Looks like lots of line. Lots of line.
Roll for line if you can.
Lots
Let it bend.
And we've seen people,
Okay, line's
the
good
thing
now.
is that you lean on
Still
the brushes so much, it becomes
Still have
your
both lines, but bend
your
her in
support.
there.
That's
We
right.
get no
And if
weight.
it goes away, then it's just, you know, it's like the tripod falls over.
Come on. Hurry. No.
Yeah, if you are leaning on it,
Well,
it goes away. You usually fall right down.
Like, try and come here.
Just, I could illustrate that for you.
Be frosty out here. Hard, guys.
Come on, guys.
Short, short. Parcel go.
No.
Oh, get it over. Can you get it over?
I don't think it's a.
Get it over. Hurry. Okay.
I thought I had more on the left.
Oh, you don't.
Well, Sherry Anderson is the record holder when it comes to the most money won in a semifinal at 16,750. Sherry Middaugh's 12,350 right now ranks 5th, but with money still available to her, she could potentially move up and take over first place.
Lots of room. Line only. Lots of room. Lots of room.
Colleen Jones
Look,
looking to
it's not
score
frosty.
2 here in the ninth
Hurry.
to pick up the skin. It's worth $49.50.
Goodness, it's frosty. All of us. It is
It's all right.
heavier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You go back to what you said, Ray, earlier. What we've seen through the years with skins games is that, you know, the pressure builds. It's different. It's not like playing at the Scott or any other event. You know, when you don't see any money on your side and you're struggling, oh, it just sort of snowballs and it just piles up on you.
The one thing, you know, Linda, too, that when you're playing in the frost, you're going out into the frost and coming back into the sliding path. As a brusher, you have to sweep immediately. You have to be on, because if you leave it out in the frost at all, then it builds up in front of the stone, and it just takes control of the stone. I mean, the splits go right out the window as far as I'm concerned. You know, you have to just take a chance. And
Well, that's where experience, Linda, I think, is a brusher as a front end. Then you just do it through experience. You just sort of judge every stone.
Yeah, you can. The stopwatch is a great innovation. There's no question, and it gives us a lot of great reads. But there are times when it just is that, Victor. It's experience and knowing how to handle the different ice surfaces.
Line's great. Hurry,
guys, quick!
8 foot. Come on.
Parcel go. Quick!
It's just really tough to drag it that extra few feet. They need it to touch the 8 foot.
Great sweep, guys.
What a great brush by those two sweepers.
And they got it early enough.
And when the ice is a little bit sticky, those brushers, you can feel every stroke, don't you, Ray? It just harder and harder each time. A good job.
Especially for the Colleen Jones team.
Huh?
Yes. Back to that. No cash on the board.
I know, but I'm throwing more weight. Okay.
So Middaugh looking to steal is line 2, and both around the edge of the 8 foot. $49.50 the skin. Colleen Jones and her first needs 2 for the money.
Line, yes.
A little heavy.
1 will give her a carryover.
Bumping it down.
Yeah.
Use the back. Use the back.
We're way ahead. Oh. And that's that. Okay. Yeah.
And another skin. And $4,950 will go to the side of this lady. She's played well.
Oh, I know.
She's
I
caught a
think
team in
you
Colleen Jones
going
that
through
have
total
struggled.
frost.
She has every dollar so far. For all the latest news on curling worldwide, subscribe to Canadian Curling News. There are the prices, there's the phone number, and there's the email address of the editor, Doug Maxwell.
Doug, of course, is our umpire here.
And Sherry Middaugh now becomes the all-time leader in monies won in a semifinal.
We used to say when the skins was played a little closer to Christmas, that was the Grinch list. Those that didn't give any cash to their opponent for Christmas. I'm sure it's a little earlier, but it is all Sherry Middaugh today.
Mine's good.
Weight loss, back 4, back 8.
Colleen Jones with the hammer. And they'll look to score a couple.
Can we take it through? I think it might be.
Okay.
I think it is.
What happened?
Kate.
Although they didn't think so.
In our first semifinal, the final skin had to be decided by a draw to the button, and that's what we'll use again here if neither of the two teams wins the money.
Hurry. Line's fine, sorry. Line's fine.
Okay,
It's
we got
coming.
weight.
It's coming.
Weight's real good.
Line's fine. You got room.
Can we bury it a bit?
No, it's not burying. Yeah, go now. Go hard.
Don't want to be back though. Okay.
Good. Just control.
Control.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Andrea Laws.
Well then. Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean it. You can clean it. That's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Good.
Fine.
How did I kind of bump?
I don't know. It's still
Yeah,
Let's give you a little less,
play the
Miriam.
same shot.
You still think these kind of shots, these draw shots, will curl in there? It hasn't straightened up for these kind of shots?
That one started to finish, Vic. She just missed the top guard by too much. I think it'll come over at the end. Got to get tight to the guard and then get it there with brushing. Here it comes. It's coming. It's coming. Went there on its own.
I think that's the problem, that they're struggling not with just the line, but just the weight as well. So if they throw it there without brushing, it's not going to curl. The tap is there, and that was discussed, but the come around is possible.
But it's, to go a little further with your comment, Victor, there's no question it's a little straighter out there. It's not finishing big time like it was in the practice session, for example.
Janet Brown.
Line's good.
Close.
Line only. Weight straight.
Hurry for line. Quick.
Boy, it's just diving now towards that center guard. Laws and Cordina. And they won't get it by.
Sweeping weight, where everyone else has been fairly deep.
There's the comment.
Yeah.
Ooh, how do you play bump? Are we sure?
Colleen Jones looking to score the 2 for the money, has one, sitting back edge of the 8 foot, and now trying to tap.
Room. Good. Got room. Got room. Lots of room.
Not moving an inch. Do you want to come around?
Yeah.
Tick. Blue.
We're gonna rub it.
Are we? No, shoot. Okay.
You want to come in here?
just straight in the pit.
A reminder coming right up. Sports Center to wrap up your day. Immediately following our coverage of the semifinal of the JVC TSN Women's Skins Game from New Westminster, the Royal City Curling Club.
Top 8 on its own. 4 foot. 4.
Close.
Close.
Trying to come through.
Top 4.
Trying to come through the hole.
Whoa, whoa, room.
Nice shot by Janet.
Stop.
Just a little bit too far.
That's good.
Too bad your first one, you should have just been on it because everyone else has been heavy. So we just took the curl a bit more. And...
Sorry, Kim. Lots of weight, I don't think. Okay, hard for line then. 3. Hard for line.
Trying to draw in on top of that blue one. Colleen Jones needs 2 with the hammer.
Hurry! Hurry! Okay, roll it off it.
Right up, right up.
And for Kim Kelly, who has played so well, that's 2 disappointing shots here in 10.
It is, Vic, but you've said it best. It is very discouraging to have no cash on your side of the board, and Kim has played well, and they've set up some ends, and Sherry Middaugh has come through with the big shots for her team and just nabbed that cash and taken it right out of your pocket.
Oh, a little less, Janet, because we still want to plug the hole, too. Okay?
This is still quick. Like this is.
I think we can even take a little less. We only have to guard about half theirs. 3/4.
I put it tight.
Line's good.
Line's good. Clean
Weight's
it.
good.
Whoa.
Tight. I put it
Whoa.
tight.
Don't touch.
Just
No.
clean.
No, it's just fine.
Clean.
It's just fine.
Just clean.
Just fine.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
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 Trying to plug the hole as
Whoa. That's
Sherry
nice.
Middaugh is
Good
in another
shot.
great
That's it.
position here to
That's a
steal
good
the
shot,
money.
Sherry.
Shot.
This is an interesting call. And I like hitting the one that was just thrown with good weight and driving the white onto the blue that's in the... I like maybe hitting this one here and driving this one onto this here and trying to get some action maybe off of that stone into this area here and opening it up a little bit.
The other thing too is though, right, could you not then, in fact, if you're looking for that little squirting it through, would you not risk squirting the blue one right through and it coming back?
Just like that. Yeah.
And not hitting it onto the white, you mean through
No, you're hitting the blue onto the whites, right? And
yeah.
I'm just wondering if in fact that blue might squirt through and
it might go across there. I'm just getting a little bit of the front open too at the same time.
We close? No.
Colleen Jones in her first.
Whoa.
Colleen can still get a carryover here, eh?
Yeah.
Well, she's going to end up doing something that at least jiggles them around and sets up a couple of whites.
Yeah. I kind of meant with really good weight, hitting it with really
I know
hard.
what you meant. It just has not been her day.
It might cream off this one though, Janet. Right?
All right.
Like if she hits the 8 on there,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I guess that's all she could have, so we
Yeah.
block that.
Yeah. Okay. Ed?
So we had there for that, so...
What they're going to do is protect this situation right here. I'll just clear that
Yeah.
and take away, because Colleen could hit this one here onto this one, which would come off of the corner of that one
Our blue one.
and go that way. So they're protecting,
They're
the stone out in front right
You think it's
there.
going to be a bit frosty out here?
No, I think you're inside
so
it.
a little less?
Yep.
And the unfortunate alignment of stones out in front for Colleen. Those two whites are just overlapped the wrong way.
The angle is not good onto the one in the button. That Janet Brown draw to the button area looks so impressive now. All the teams, both teams have struggled to get it into that area.
Over and stop.
Let it sit.
Over, stop.
Let it sit.
Once it gets into the yellow, look at that. I think it even
But
either hit a flat spot or picked up some debris. The speed was okay, but look at that curl.
I got this. So nice of you.
Okay, what do I got? So I
Nice
guess
little
we'll
pick.
just miss that if it comes back.
No, it's gonna rub it. What about this way, Nancy? That onto that.
No, that's rubbing here.
we don't have anything there, girl.
I think you might have this, Colleen.
I think it's gonna rub on that back.
But it would have
anyhow,
to be
I'll
with
throw it.
draw weight. It would have to be just
Draw?
to the pin. Well, to tap weight.
Oh, I'm just tapping. Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
I was going for skin.
No.
Well, what they're,
Like I think with
you can
weight,
hear
it's
the
just gonna
top.
spin off of this
All
one,
right.
right?
Hitting that onto that,
I think you need to
which will come
draw.
off of this one here and come this way here.
It hasn't been. It's been a really funny
little
spot.
spot. Okay, close your eyes
And
and
it's
hope.
for $3,450 skin. A skin, you bet.
Everybody
So now if
cross
you can
your
get it in
fingers.
there,
Everybody,
if you get it in,
cross your legs.
force a carryover.
Colleen, we can get two if we play it with hit, you know.
I mean, if she hits it hard enough, you're right, Kim. You're right. If she does hit it hard enough to
really
eliminate
bad
the blue and sit there,
Ray says we can do
you
it.
could get
What? Ray
two.
says we can do it.
With hit weight, it would be for the skin if you got the right angle, the right bounce off the blue one, but she's playing it quietly, looking for the carryover.
Wait, no, wait.
You got to move 2 stones, though, Linda. You got to hit this with the.
We need
Got a curl.
It doesn't have a lot of weight.
It's got a curl.
Okay.
Yep, it's coming now. Yep.
Now, little brush. What do they
Does it
got?
have enough weight?
Off one, off the second one. Will it stop in time? Oh, it did. It dug in. Everything's so flat. And it's another steal for Middaugh, and she has robbed. Colleen Jones stolen every penny, and it is a shutout. $20,750 for Sherry Middaugh.
The JVC TSN Women's Skins Game from New Westminster, BC is brought to you by JVC. Excite your senses.
So we'll be back with you 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, Sunday afternoon. It'll be Sherry Middaugh against Kelly Law to decide who will be this year's Women's Skins Game champion. Congratulations, you played well, ladies. This has been a presentation of TSN, Canada's sports leader.
Sandy and Lois, Mom, Dad.